Advisors and CPAs will help you grow your business and investments. And now it's time for the Whitcomb and Hess pregame show guest.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay? No more. Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop.
The team at Whitcomb and Hess have all of your needs covered. Plan, grow, thrive. Financial advisors and CPAs will help you grow your business and investments. And now it's time for the Whitcomb and Hess pregame show guest.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay? No more. Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop.
We're live from Bud Plank Field at Archer Arrows Park. I'm Chris Mowry. I'll bring in Brandon Wells in a second, but we have a beautiful day for Arrow baseball here as Ashland welcomes in OCC rival and new to the conference, the new Philadelphia Quakers. Ashland comes in with a record of 7-4, 2-1 in the OCC. The Quakers, on the other hand, at the top of the OCC with a 4-0 record, 8-2 overall. BW, good to be back with you. I was on vacation. No, not vacation. I was on assignment.
That's okay.
In the land of Rocky last week.
Little Philadelphia brotherly love.
Yeah.
Philadelphia freedom. Little Elton John, whatever you want to say.
Philadelphia traffic jam.
Yeah, not a fan of that. I will tell you, Chris, the Arrows have had a couple of tough ones here of late, including on Friday. They, lost by a touchdown in extra innings in overtime. So
Bernie DeFranz, we're walking off.
So a tough one there Friday night and a big one here today to get rolling on the front end of the home and home with New Philly, who really is, the class of the OCC right up there at the top. And it's not going to be an easy assignment against Owen Courtney on the mound today, our starting pitcher for New Philadelphia. He, 4-2 last year, 48 innings, ERA 1.16. Having a good year this year as well. And, a lot of strikeouts and throws a lot of strikes. He's always around the plate. And so the Arrows have their work cut out for them. And, of course, on the Arrows side, throwing Tyler Holt, of course, the ace out there. And, he pitched really well in his last outing, 5 scoreless, I think 1 hit, 8 strikeouts, a couple of walks, but, as long as he's around the plate and hitting corners, this is going to be a good one. It could be a quick one. I don't see a whole lot of offense maybe necessarily today. So, that brings me to the idea that, hey, you got to do the little things today to win this one.
My kind of baseball.
Right?
Bobby Cox, a child of the 80s, right? Bobby Cox, Tony La Russa, all those guys. That's what we grew up watching, and it was ingrained in our brains early on. Hey, you're joining us on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network, presented by Sarver Paving. And today's game, as always, is brought to you by Hedstrom Entertainment, having unplugged fun for over 100 years. You're joining us on Countdown to First Pitch, presented by Ashland Eye Care. Proud AHS alum Dan Denbo and his staff will handle all your vision needs. Check them out. And as always, we're live from the Priest Dental broadcast booth inside the Bill Harris dealership's press box.
Yeah, palatial estate.
Yeah, it's absolutely palatial. The yard is looking hot right now, and testament to Tom and Randy and everybody that got this baby ready. AJ Beer puts a lot of time in. Coach Dew puts a lot of time in as well.
Sure does.
Hey, let's jump right into it. Injury report brought to us by Goldberry Roasting, Ashland's locally owned and award-winning coffee shop right here in Ashland.
Arrows with a couple of guys sick but are playing today. Gris and Hickey both kind of under the weather, and then Evan DeHinden battling some back tightness, and so hopefully he'll be available off the bench. But that does take a couple of guys that normally you might have available to throw, although Alex threw 54 pitches on Friday, but a little under the weather here today, and Hickey as well. But both in the lineup, but the Arrows carry a pretty good size roster, Chris, so they should be able to, if those guys aren't feeling well, they should be able to throw some guys in from the bench.
Look, today's the reality is you're playing the top of the conference in New Philly, and Yeah. Come
at
hell or high water,
Yeah.
you're going to go out there with your best and give it a shot. You know, this is the game you have to win to get a series sweep. They always taught me that down in Hayesville, that if you want to sweep it, you got to win the first one. So that's what we're going to do, and that's our goal. Yes, it is. Thank you. Tyler Holt, as mentioned, is going to be on the mound today, and he'll be opposed by Owen Courtney. We'll get into some of their stats here as we get a little closer. But, man, I think you're right. We've got a really dynamic, an opportunity to have. We'll see if it comes to fruition. They're 17 years old. A really good kind of Clemens and Maddox opportunity here to see some good fireworks on the mound.
Yeah, anytime you get both aces out there, you're right, Chris. We have the opportunity here for what could be a classic right away.
Starting lineups brought to us by our friends at Bill Harris Dealerships, locations in Ashland and Loudonville, from Dodge to Jeep to Ford to Chevrolet and quality pre-owned vehicles. Check out Bill Harris Dealerships.
Yeah, for New Philly, Braylon McBride at second, Carson Long out in left, Owen Courtney on the mound, Fausel at first, Miser the DH, Katarina at short, Crowthers in right, K. Knott at third base, and Max Steele in center field for the Quakers.
When I was looking at this and I was going through it this morning, the first thing I thought is, well, it's football season again. All these guys, I love it. They all play football too. Just exactly what should happen in high school. And these kids play multiple sports. I know some of them play basketball as well. So hat tip to those guys. PA announcer Brandon Gunder introducing some of the first responders here in Ashland. They're throwing out the ceremonial first pitches, which is really, really cool. But not before we get to the starting lineups on the field, introduced to the crowd. Let's get a quick look at the keys to the game. BW brought to you by Whitaker Myers, providing insurance solutions, benefits, wealth management needs since 1869.
Well, we talked about it already a little bit, Chris. In a game like this where you're facing an ace, you have to find a way to score that first run. You got to find a way to get ahead early. So that means you do whatever you can to get your first guy on and over and in. So you obviously you want to throw up a zero in that top of the first, but you set the tone right away in that first inning. And so you want to see Holt come out and throw strikes right away. Obviously, I know it sounds like a broken record every time, but you want to throw strikes and you got to play a clean game. Again, against good teams, the details are what make the difference between being okay, mediocre, average, and being really good or great. The difference from good to great, like Jim Collins always talked about. And that's what the Arrows have to do here today. You want to find a way to scratch and claw a run out early.
Head coach Rick Goff for the Arrows in his 35th season.
How about that?
Yeah, and head coach Tyler Wiesel for the Quakers in his 9th campaign, 83-81, his all-time record there at New Philly. They're coming off 3 district runs, BW. They won it a couple years ago. The 3 years ago, they won it runner-ups last year. So this group of kids, they have known success. And once you have success in a program, it's easy to say, hey, we can go do it too, just like the other guys.
Yeah, Weissel and company have their guys, they know they have a culture that they expect to win, and they've joined the OCC, and I think it's been a good fit for them. They seem to be pretty excited to be a part of it, and they should be. It's a good group. They've got good sports all across over there at New Philly.
Well, they're crosstown rival, literally crosstown rival, separated by about 3 miles. Dover, the Crimson Tornadoes, who you and Lydia Wells called the game last week. You guys did a fabulous job. It was interesting listen and fun, and I was trying to burn up Verizon's cell towers with some of the texts that I think you guys might have pontificated on a little bit on air. But it's going to be fun to welcome Dover in too, and we split with Dover. We beat them 1-0. I was really surprised, and then that game you guys called, that got away from us early and often.
Yeah, again, early is important. You said it about the Quakers though, and their culture. And last year 15-8, this year off to a great start, 8-2. They returned 7 out of their 8 starters. I mean they're right there, Chris. This is going to be a tough one for the Arrows. They're experienced. They're deep. They've got good starting pitching and good relief as well.
I might have spoke out of line at the preview show when I said Worcester is the class of the field this year and every year. It might be these Quakers. We shall see. National Anthem brought to us by
Sarver Paving.
Hang tight. England, they'll say that's proper. In Ashland, Ohio, I will say that's a proper way to get a baseball game started.
Well, thanks for tuning in to the Ashland Eye Care pregame show, brought to you by Ashland Eye Care. Proudly serving the Ashland community for a long, long time. Arrow alum Dr. Dan Denbo will take care of all your vision needs. Ashland Eye Care.
Let's get a quick look at the Bill Harris Arrows defensive starting lineup.
Left to right in the outfield, Mangus, Franz, and Hickey. Farnsworth over at third, Griss at short, Jake Bryant at second base. A.J. Workman coming up on the midway point of the season where he'll have to take a step back into the dugout as maybe a bit of a coach because of being a transfer. So he only gets to play the first half of the season. And then Tanner Wolf back behind the plate has caught every inning so far this season, and Tyler Holt on the mound.
He just didn't, being Wolf, he just didn't want Ethan Bunce to show him up. He said, I can do what you can do, but I can do it too.
That sounds about right. Yeah, Dr. Survey Jr., right.
Dr. Survey wants to be in the survey business or something about sports management or something. Who knows? Hey, reminder, after the game concludes, join us on the Janney Postgame Show. We have some of our most enjoyable moments
we sure
on
do.
The Janney Postgame Show, breaking down Arrow win after win after win, and sometimes we cut quick to get out of here. Let's hope tonight is not one of those, and we have a longer than normal post-game show here. But thanks to Janney and Mansfield, we'll also select the Truex Printing Player of the Game and the Bo Lacey Play of the Game. And Sarver Paving always brings us today's winning pitcher. Conference standings, you can get a look right there. Two Cats at the top. I have to tell you, New Philly is not a surprise, but Lexington at 4-0 is a big surprise to me, BW.
They are. They're off to a great start, although their schedule's been a little soft early on. But Worcester right there, and then West Holmes 3-3. The Arrows have only played 3 conference games, which is shocking. That's brought to you by Valley Transportation, at the forefront of the aluminum and steel hauling industry since 1972.
Just about ready to get it underway. Scheduled hitters for the Quakers, McBride, Long, and Courtney. Tyler Holt on the mound with a 2.1 record, 13 2/3 innings pitched. Bo Lacey first pitch, just about ready to be delivered from the senior right-hander, and we are underway here from the park, and that was just a little low. We've seen that outside corner called by home plate umpire Rob Lavengood a lot. He's consistent with it. That one's just a little low.
Brought to you by Bo Lacey, handling roofing, siding, deck, bath, remodel, and window replacement needs. Experience you can trust, done right on time. You're right. And that one was just a little bit farther outside, and he's trying to work that outside corner, and there it is for a strike.
Tyler Holt comes in with a 21 strikeouts, 12 walks, a little more than we'd like to see. 2.56 ERA with a 1.39 whip. That's walks and hits per innings pitched out there, and as BW says oftentimes, you'd like to see that right around 1. Blasted into center field, Franz on his horse, but he's got a beat on that one. That is the old proverbial can of corn for out number 1. That'll bring up 2-hole hitter Carson Long.
Today's weather brought to you by Truly Inspired Paper Company for all your invitations, wedding invitations, graduation announcements. You got it, 66 degrees, a slight wind blowing out towards right center, and partly cloudy, we'll call it here.
It's beautiful, flat out beautiful day in Ashland, Ohio. Carson Long, today's left fielder, hitting .313. Detroit area code he's hitting on the campaign about halfway through the season. Carson Long swings at the first one and threw that one, so Holt gets ahead in the count 0-1.
First pitch changeup right there, and a beauty.
Love it. I love it when you just don't go textbook.
Yeah, you got to keep guys off balance, and that's why you mix up your counts, and the second time through, you try to, you're tracking pitches, you're charting pitches, and you're trying to make sure that you don't do the same thing that you did the first time through, because guys start to see a pattern, so you're trying like heck to avoid a pattern. Coach Dew in there calling the pitches into Tanner Wolf back behind the plate. That one hit over towards $7 Creek, courtesy of Sarver Paving.
I think it was out by it more.
Yeah.
That was a little further away. That was more in the shot put area there, back where the track meet is occurring. 0-2 pitch, big pitch here for Holt. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Sid Sud strikeouts. 2 up, 2 down.
Take a look at the replay, courtesy of Sarver Paving, and a beautiful changeup right here, courtesy of Sid Suds. That's what happens. You get ahead early, Chris, right? You go first pitch strike, you got him swinging, and now you're in the driver's seat. Now he fouls one off. You sped up the bat. There you are.
Today's starting pitcher, Owen Courtney, digs in, hits out of the right side, hitting .276 on the campaign, and he'll be hurling today for the Quakers. Spinner pitch did just that, just spun a lot. And Courtney out of the way of that one for ball 1. 2 outs here in the Comfort Control first inning. Slight wind, to say the least. Flags in center field. Blasted over to the 5 or 6 hole. Gris comes down firing, going to hop it over there. And Workman off the heel of his glove up towards his chiclets, and stopped it with his face.
Yeah, Grizz just didn't get his body going towards first on that one and threw it in the dirt, and not much AJ could do over there with that one. That's an error, and that will put 2 outs with a man on for the Quakers.
Keaton Fossil playing first base today. He also plays quarterback, defensive back, and plays basketball. He does a little bit of everything over there in New Philly. Hitting .313 on the season. Hits out of the right side. So an error on Grissinger. 2 outs, though. No harm here if Holt can buckle down and roll himself a ground ball and get out of this. Blasted. That's a shot down the line. That's a single. Courtney going towards third. Foussel doesn't stop. He's going to have a stand-up double. And just like that, that first error hurts bad, and we've got 2 outs with Quakers a second, third.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to pitch down and in, and he just turned on it and ripped it down a third base line, playing off the bag. And good base running out in front by Courtney. And I think actually that relay needs to come into second base. So you got to have that ready because you know that guy, you're not going to have a play at third. So you want to try to keep that force play or first and third there if you can.
Nothing to add. 5-hole hitter Matthew Miser to the DH today, hitting .259 on the season here. And we're going to have a timeout here. Wolf's going to head out and talk to Tyler Holt, see if they can't get on the same page and hopefully get another ground ball. Tyler Holt's doing a good job getting ground balls. You know exactly what you want to do, or just kind of lazy pop-up fly balls, and he's got one of each so far this inning to go along with a strikeout. We'll see if the Arrows can't get out of this jam.
Yeah, we should be out of it, but you know it doesn't matter. You got to find a way when your defense makes a mistake, and that happens at this level. It happens at every level.
Every level.
So you just have to find a way to suck it up and get through it. Make a good pitch here.
Courtney at third, Foussel at second. Foussel's going to score on a hit. He's got a huge lead and a big secondary. First one is down and in, ball 1. See the Scarecrow in there. He's holding the bucket up with his right foot. Good to see Coach Beer in attendance today. Haven't seen him for a minute. Spinner pitch.
Trouble.
Gets away.
Oh,
Arrows dodged a bullet.
Yeah, sure did. I mean, not much that Tanner could do with that. I mean, he was lucky to get a glove on it. Just that ball hit, over in the left-hand batter's box. In fact, Tanner just kept it around with it. Did a good job right there. Yeah, we'll see if we can get out of it. You're up to you're down to count 2-0 now. If you're Tyler, you got to be careful. You got a base open here. You don't want to give anything away here.
That's a big fella. And Mason Catarina on deck is hitting .214 on the season. So if you had to pick your poison, maybe Catarina. There's a flare into right. That's towards Hickey. Hickey's running, but he does have a beat on it and fights the sun. And fortunately for Tyler Holt and the Arrows, a can of corn to right field. Come on back.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay? No more. Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop.
Back here for the bottom of the first. Comfort Control presents the bottom of the first. Owen Courtney on the mound for the Quakers. We'll get into his stats here momentarily. Let's get a quick look at the Bill Harris Dealerships Arrows batting lineup.
Michael Franz leads it off in center field, and the 2-hole Jeff Hickey out there in right field made that nice play to end the top of the first. Alex Grissinger at shortstop hitting third. A.J. Workman doing the cleanup duties over at first base. Noah Merrill, who's been playing well. He is the DH today and hitting for Tyler Holt. Nick Mangus in the 6-hole and playing left field. Miles Farnsworth gets the start over at third base in the 7-hole. Jake Bryant doing the duties at second base. And in the 8-hole, That's not Tyler Sauter. I don't know how that happened, but there you go. It's senior
basketball jersey.
I don't know what happened, but there you go.
I love it.
Oh, goodness gracious. I can show you this, and that's not what we had, Christopher.
I believe you. Owen Courtney on the mound for the Quakers comes in with a 2-0 ER or 2-0 record. I've done that mound back-to-back pitchers. 20 strikeouts, 5 walks, BW, 20 Ks, 20 punchies, only 5 free passes.
Well, that's the key right there. Is throwing strikes, right? And that's the key.
Listen to this slow pitch or fast pitch softball ERA, .389. .389. It's like, we're measuring wood here with his ERA, and a .667 whip, and opponent's batting average a slight 119. Arrows have their work cut out for them today.
We'll take a look at the defense after Franz hits for the Quakers.
Franz having a heck of a campaign. Will be certainly a first-team member of the all-conference team, and he's got another blast into the gap. 452 he came in. Franz on his horse. That is a double anytime he gets that one out there. Lead-off double, stand-up double could have been, but he slides in there. Get him dirty. Get the laundry going tonight.
Take a look at the defense. Courtesy of Sarver Paving. It's long and left, Steele in center. Crowther's out and right. Out at third, Katarina at short, McBride at second, Fausel at first, Courtney on the mound, and Range behind the plate.
All right, Coach, I like to get a lead early. I think that was a key to the game, and the Arrows have a leadoff double standing at second base. 2-hole hitter Jeff Hickey, who can handle the bat, comes in hitting .346 on the campaign. Yeah. I think everybody is anticipating what I'm alluding to. We'll see if it happens.
Yeah, I'm putting it down here.
Thank you, sir.
Early. This is a kind of game that 1 or 2 runs are going to win it. He squares, and that ball's in the dirt. Good pullback.
Quakers, good job defensively. First broke, second baseman went to first, and the third baseman stayed home. Well taught, well executed.
Yeah, that's where you're communicating. The pitcher says, I got the line. Third base is staying home. First base is charging. As long as you're communicating what your plan is, you're going to be in good shape.
Just get it down, Hickey. Your job's to sacrifice.
Fouled it off, and I don't know why we're moving towards first as we're putting that one down. We got to make sure that we're rotating on the balls of our feet. You don't have to turn around and square up like, little league stuff with, both feet, facing forward, but you got to rotate and get your shoulders pointing towards that ball and then get it out in front of home plate.
Bunt the ball in front of the plate.
Got another
Best
shot
advice
at it
possible. Look at the first baseman where he's playing, folks. Swinging away now on a 1-1 count, now 2-1. Okay, Hickey going to dig back in. Franz at second base after that leadoff double on the first pitch of the game.
Bottom of the first brought to you by Comfort Control, heating, cooling, plumbing, whatever you need, residential or commercial.
Now we're even in the count 2-2 after that little flare off the Norman Foundation backstop. That one just headed right towards Gunder's schnoz right there.
Almost got you down there, Gunder. How you feeling about that one?
He's ready. He's a construction magnet. Look at that DeWalt hat he's got on. They're going to be mad at you. You went against the black and gold. You went with the gray and black.
Oh, my.
Yeah, it's limited edition, isn't it? Yeah. 2-2 count. Nobody out. Franz at second base. Hickey in the box. Big spot here for the Arrows. They need to get Franz to third base with 1 or less outs. Swing and a miss.
They're going to check to see whether or not he got a piece of it. Umpires are going to gather. And Hickey, they're going to call it a foul ball.
See, I don't know why we didn't let that play itself out, because if it wasn't a foul ball, Hickey's entitled to run to first base.
I think home plate umpire had a pretty good idea. I understand what you're saying, but I think he knew. He just wanted to be sure. New life here, though.
I repeat what I just said. It's 2-2. Massive spot. We need to get Franz to third base.
Find a way to make contact.
Hit it to the right side on the ground.
Yeah, exactly. It's easier said than done.
That'll work just fine, too. Chopper and Katarina is going to retire Hickey at first base. Heck of a job hitting, young man. Good job with 2 strikes. Get the ball in play. Get Franz to third base with 3-4 coming up in the lineup. Good job.
Yeah, really nice job by the young man, the sophomore Hickey. You just got to put that ball in play. And that's what he did. He did the right thing. He shortened up and didn't try to kill it or pull it or do anything. Just go with it. Tapped it right back up the middle. And now you've got a couple opportunities with a man on third.
Senior shortstop Alex Grissinger hitting .286 on the campaign out of the 3-hole, steps in to do battle with Courtney. First one up and in. High and tight, BW. 419 Barbershop. That one's right under the chin.
A lot of juice on that one, too. You could hear that one pop in Range's glove.
That wasn't a snake. That was the hiss of the baseball.
I'm glad you delineated that.
You're welcome. Now that is $7. Sayonara. Sarver paying $7 Creek as a donation. Gris 1-1 count now. Courtney, nice job. He throws a heavy ball, too. Gets on you pretty quick. Haven't seen a lot of off speed from him yet. He's just focused on that heater.
Yeah, a couple sliders. That was like a split change or something funky on that one. You could see the spin. A little different.
Your eyes are amazing.
Oh, that's why I hit the ball so well, Chris.
You're 47 years old now.
I could still hit it.
Can't hit it when it's in your ear hole.
The 419 ear hole. I'm going to see Matt this week.
That's right. 1-2 count here for Gris. Just get in play, buddy. And he's doing just about what he can there to foul off those down and away pitches that oftentimes are strikes here on the outside part of the plate.
Yeah, you got to know. Look, you got to have a scouting report on the umpires and know you've had this home plate umpire a few times and know that outside corner is going to be a strike. Don't let the umpire
call you out.
Take it out of your hands, man.
1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll do it again. 1 out, Franz at third base. Slight lead for Franz. Walks into a secondary.
That's going to bring home a run.
It sure is. That's blasted. Steele. Max Steele's got that one in his glove. Franz gives it the old 4-6-40, and he plates the first run for the Arrows. So give Alex Grissinger a back pat when he comes in, and Franz scores on that sac fly to center.
Great job. Really nice at bat by Alex, and with the sac fly to get the run home, and that's why you get them on, you get them over, you get them in. And that was one of our Whitaker keys to the game, and ranked Whitaker-Myers keys to the game right there. The Arrows strike first.
Base is clean, 2 outs. That'll bring up 4-hole hitter, clean up man A.J. Workman, the first baseman, hitting .286 on the season.
Two-seam fastball just riding away there, or a cutter. It might have been a cutter because that ball was going away. Usually that two-seamer comes in on the righties.
Wickham and Hess second inning guest is Josh Packard, the head principal at the high school.
Sorry, Chris. There's a breaking ball right there. That was maybe the slowest breaking ball we've seen from him. More of a curve or a slurve. It might be that sweeper, but either way, a little slower. Yeah, looking forward to talking to Pack.
Yeah, Pack's one of my favorites here in the community, especially in the district, and he's always got some good insights. So we'll welcome Josh in. Now, I'll just give you a forewarning. He may have to hit the exit button in a hurry. His son is over there doing some throwing in the discus and pole vault, so he wants to make sure he watches Jake do that. So we're trying to time it up right. Second inning sounded good for his schedule, and hopefully we'll have a really good conversation with him and let him get back to most important thing, being a dad.
Sounds right to me.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Workman down in the count to Courtney.
So, that is so true, and one of the reasons, it's really the main reason I stopped coaching baseball was because my kids were little.
Oh, they're big now.
I'm aware. I was missing so much time with them that I stepped away from coaching college baseball.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Workman. Blasted. High into right center field. That is traveling. Carruthers, no way. Workman around first. He's at second. Rick Goff, give him the go sign. Get that baseball, young man, and frame it. That's a triple.
That is a triple, and that is crushed. In a lot of parks, that's a home run, Chris. But here, with how deep our fences are, that one caused Carruthers a lot of problems out there in right field. I mean, he's battling the wind and the sun out there, and A.J. did the right thing by busting it out of the box and just got rolling, because you never know. That's a 3-bagger.
There's only 2 men in my lifetime I know who could have thrown A.J. Workman out at third. One of them is Jimmy Welch. He's a local legend with a right arm, and Corey Snyder the second.
God, every time.
Noah Merrill, right-handed hitting, left-handed throwing.
Every
DH.
time. You got to get You got to get a Corey Snyder reference in every time.
Merrill is hitting well above Corey Snyder ever hit, 545 in the early campaign. Arrows with another opportunity here to play to run.
You know why Corey didn't ever really cut it right?
Because his dad was a lunatic.
There you go. Yeah, when parents are trying to coach their kids in the major leagues and
anywhere.
At any level, I mean, you got to let the coaches do their
honest.
job. Right, yeah, 100%.
1-1 offering.
I think
swung on a miss.
One of the things I always said to parents was, look, you know what you need to tell your kids after a game? Great job. I loved watching you play. And that's it. You know, just enjoy it.
You only get one run through, man.
You only get
Enjoy
one run
it.
through. Yeah. They know when they mess up.
Yeah, they do. Merrill down on the count. He's got his work cut out for him. 1-2 offering. High and away. Now 2-2 level on the count. 2 outs. Workman at third after that triple.
And they've made Courtney throw 22 pitches. Not only have you gotten a run, you've made him throw 22 pitches. So great start for the Arrows, whether you get that second run in or not.
Yeah, for sure. Merrill blasted up the center. That's going to be a tough play. No play, and Merrill keeps that high batting average and gets an RBI single here with 2 outs.
Cyber Paving replay right here. Really great job going right back up the middle of the Arrows. Using the middle of the field really well so far today. Not trying to yank anything to left. Using those gaps and going right back up the middle.
That'll bring up Nick Mangus, the left fielder, hitting 280 on the season. I'll tell you, he's hitting 280, that's fine, but he is ripping the cover off the baseball and hitting it on the screws. And at first base is Merrill.
Yeah, you got 2 runs in here.
It's a big deal. I didn't know if we were going to get 2 runs for the game just based on the pitching matchup.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is where you can gamble a little bit too. You know, you're playing with house money in the first inning. Maybe you put on a hit and run on at some point or
straight steal.
No, he didn't go.
One ball, 1 strike.
That would have been a good pitch to run on, just straight steal, because you're down 0-1 and you're thinking he's going to bring a breaking ball here. But I don't know particularly how well Merrill runs.
Oh, 4.240. Travis Hunter speed. Blasted again over in the 5-6 hole. Ott comes through that one and throws that one away. We got a chance to have another run in. We're going to get it. They sending him around third. Merrill coming towards the plate. We're going to have a play. Nope. And Merrill is going to reach home and score a run from first base on that throwing error. Whoa.
Good things happen when you put the ball in play and you're aggressive at the plate when you see strikes. And when, Mangus puts that ball in play, the grass killed it, and he busted it down to first. I think that was a base hit and an error because I think he had it beat out. But it's hard to say. I would probably give him a base hit because it's high school. You're going to be a little more generous on the scoring. But I'd give him a base hit and an error there. And, over at third, he felt the pressure, right? I mean, Ott felt the pressure because he saw Mangus busting it down the line.
I think they heard you in the stands. They gave him a hit. 4 hits in the first inning for the Arrows. How about that? A single, double, triple. And if Farnsworth can do something we've seen one time since calling games in 3 years here, we'll hit for the cycle in the first inning.
Well, look, there's no velocity, and Miles is a strong enough kid.
Oh, he's a strong ox. Mangus at second, 2 outs. Ahead in the count 0-1 is Farnsworth. Now level at 1-1. Huge 3-run bottom of the comfort control first inning for the Arrows. Whew, we didn't expect this one, but here we are.
Baseball's a funny game. You never know.
You never know.
A lot of action left here to go.
Listen, last week, case in point, there's a blast into right field, and I think that one's burning, but no. Crowthers finds it after he circles underneath it. Arrows lead 3-0.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay? No more. Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Hess have all of your needs covered. Plan, grow, thrive. Financial advisors, CPAs will help you grow your business and investments. And now it's time for the Whitcomb and Hess pregame show.
Whitcomb and Hess second inning guest has been pushed to the Whitcomb and Hess third inning guest. We'll have AHS principal Josh Packard join us. Heck of a bottom of the first, BW. 4 hits and 3 runs on an error, man. We'll take that every day of the week.
We will take it. We'll take it. Good job by the Arrows. Striking early, getting a 3 spot in the first. Second inning brought to you by Comfort Control.
Scheduled hitters, Katarina, Crowthers, and Ott. Katarina showing bunt and hits a 900-mile-an-hour bunt right back at Holt, and Katarina retired 1-3 for the first out of the top of the second.
Take a look at the Arrows' upcoming schedule, brought to you by Valley Transportation. Tomorrow over at New Philly. Friday, little makeup game at Marion Harding. Saturday at Ross. And then next week, Chris, Lexington home and home. And then you got Mapleton, West Holmes. A lot of conference games still on that schedule here to go for the Arrows.
Well, the tariff relief is forthcoming. I don't know if anybody out there in...
Somebody going to send me a check from the federal government?
No. You probably had to send your check in a week and a half ago.
Oh, listen. We had to send a large check.
Want to compare?
Nope. But when you pay quarterly taxes...
Oh, you're smart.
And then you end up making a little more money than you thought, then...
That's a good thing.
It's a good thing, except when you have to write that check.
Yes.
But it is what it is. We need good roads. We need infrastructure. It's not like that money's completely going to waste, you know. I mean, and to me, look,
we could get into a podcast
well,
about
sure,
that.
some of it is.
Wow.
For sure, some of it. But I always say, render to Caesar what is Caesar's, and to the Lord what is the Lord's. And that's straight from the words of Jesus. So I'm all right with it.
Strike 2 now, 2-2, 1 out. Caleb Carruthers, right fielder today. Most oftentimes in high school baseball, right fielders just stand out there and pick dandelions. Not today in the bottom of the first for the Arrows. My gosh, he was active.
Carruthers has had his legs moving today. Nice changeup.
Swing and a miss, and Wolf throws a BB down to Workman, and the Arrows will throw it around the infield. 2 outs now.
Well, Holt got ahead, and then, you know, you're in the driver's seat. You can throw whatever you want when you're up 2 strikes. That changeup and got him to chase one down in the dirt, and just like that, 2 outs.
Wow. J-PAC is into the abbreviation like the new school texting. I got an
TTYL?
No, OMW on my way.
Wow.
Yeah, he probably knows more about it than I do. There's a Bud Plank hop at third base, and Farnsworth rides up his arm. So, base runner here in Ott, the third baseman for the Quakers.
That's
one
a
error.
tough one, but I think he's got to attack that one
is.
a little more, just maybe a little bit back on his heels
Let's
there.
hit on a bullet, too.
That was a shot. You give him a hit or an error?
It's an error.
Yeah, that's what I had, too.
Yep. Center fielder Max Steele hitting .423 on the campaign, steps in the 9-hole hitter for Coach Weisel. Folks, it wouldn't be a broadcast if I didn't butcher at least one name every game or contest.
You and me both, man.
It happens.
Don't worry.
It happens.
I was hoping that was a hot dog, but instead it's Pack.
2 outs, 1-0 count. Tyler Holt doing battle with a 3-run lead here. Whitcomb and Hess. It's the second inning, guess. He made it in the second inning. AHS head principal Josh Packard joins us. Good to have you, Pack.
Thank you, guys. It's a pleasure being here.
It was a short jaunt from the throwing. Right?
Yep.
Well, that's going to be a hit.
That's a hit in any league. That one's down and in front of Mangus. Mangus keeps it in front of him, hits the cutoff man, but 2 outs and Quakers at first and second base.
Nice piece of hitting there by Steele to just go inside out on that pitch and slice it out to left field. You take what they give you. And little 2-out trouble here for the Arrows with Tyler Holt, who got the first couple guys out quickly, and now you've turned the lineup over.
Well, we got going on that error there in the bottom of the first, and after the error here for the Arrows in the top of the second, now back-to-back base runners.
The difference is there's 2 outs here, so you can still get out of this one pretty easily. Pack, how'd your son do?
He did okay. It's tough competition over there today. They're all throwing really well.
Senior day, right?
Yeah.
Gosh, senior day. We're close, aren't we, Pack?
We are really close. It's
Only 3
all
weeks.
downhill right now.
Are you excited?
I am.
You're ready for the summer?
I am. The sunlight has me ready.
Me too.
Yeah.
The light clouds, the sunshine. It's beautiful here in Ashland, Ohio today. 1-0 offering from Holt. Blasted down the left field line. That's going to be foul. Thank goodness. That was challenging. BW, we haven't seen anybody hit one out down the left side, but that one about 15, 20 feet short, but he got around on that one in a hurry.
Yeah, to try to hit one out here is, I
hit it twice.
I could see it happening when the wind's blowing out, but it's got to be a straight wind blowing out, and we rarely get a wind blowing straight out. It's always
it usually freezes us.
well, or it's going towards a gap or left or right, but it's rarely ever blowing straight out here.
So what year of education is this for you, Josh?
Wow, this is year 27 for me, guys. A young 27.
Yes, I would not disagree with that. A very young man, finely tuned athlete still at
Yes.
this age. So your role within Ashland City Schools?
It is my honor to be the principal of Ashland High School. It's a job I absolutely love. Grateful to hang out with these guys all day, every day.
Did you ever think when you were a high schooler, I think I'm going to end up as a high school principal? Was that a goal, or would you look back, would like 17-year-old Josh go, there's no chance that was going to happen?
Well, Brandon, you'll appreciate this. 17-year-old Josh thought he was going to be a sports journalist.
Okay.
Really?
Hey.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm living a little bit of that right now.
Yeah,
but-
you are.
Well, you're always welcome here,
Yeah.
my friend.
Yeah, you can kick me out anytime. It'd be fine.
No, you guys do such a great job.
I appreciate
Let's not get carried away.
it. Yeah. Comedy hour starts when we go off the air.
You
One
said
ball,
that-
2 strikes, 2 outs.
You said that like you're Irish. Oh, when we go off the hour.
Braylon McBride having a good AB. He flew out to France to lead off the game. The second baseman hitting .379. So you're a graduate of West Holmes.
I am. I apologize.
okay.
I'm
Nobody's
an arrow at
perfect.
heart.
Yes. Where'd you go to college? I don't think I ever asked you
Bowling
that.
Green.
Ah,
Yeah,
BG,
go
the land
Falcons.
of flat land up there.
Yes. And wind.
And wind, yeah. Yeah, wind is accurate. Do you like your time up there?
I did. I really enjoyed it. It was a great place to go to college and be an education major. Learned a lot. Did my student teaching at Findlay. So good experience there. My cooperating teacher was the kicker on their national championship football team.
Oh, my.
So he was a great guy, Greg Phillip.
You were at Bowling Green with Dave Swartz, weren't you?
I was. I don't think we ever ran into each other, but
I don't know if he ever went to class.
yeah. Well, that,
You tell all the stories and give all the secrets. Tyler Holt strands a pair. We'll keep it right here. Keep our conversation going with Josh Packer, the Ashland High School head principal.
One hit, one error.
Any other districts
No
you've
runs,
worked
two
at
left on
outside of
base.
Ashland?
no, this
Really?
has been the only one. I am real fortunate to have been here my entire career. I was a English teacher for 6 years, a history teacher for 1, a school counselor for 11, assistant principal for 2, and principal for about 6.5 now.
And you're going to end it as the principal.
Yep. Mr. Paramore willing, that will happen. Yes.
I think,
creek
I
don't
think you're
rise.
safe.
Well, hey, we're all replaceable, right,
Yeah.
Josh?
Yep. That's for sure.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I mean, except for you, Chris.
Thank you.
Josh, what has been, looking back at your time here, some of the more memorable moments you've had as a principal here?
Oh wow.
In a good way, we'll say it that way.
Yeah, in a good way.
Yeah. I mean, I think back, in the last few years, like, you've had kids go through, but, your own kids, could be athletics, could be some cool things that would have happened.
It's funny you ask that, Brandon, because there are so many good things, and I'm not going to take credit for any of them. They're all the kids and the teachers, but so many good things. It would be hard to pick out just one, but I'll tell you what sticks out to me is when I get to watch kids start as 9th graders and come in and just not know what they're doing or where they're going, and then the growth that I get to see happen between their freshman and their senior year.
Yeah.
That's by far my favorite thing. And just walk out of here confident in what they're doing and where they're going. That's just the best.
How many students and teachers do you lead down there in that building?
So we are at around 60 teachers and then probably another 20 support staff between counselors and parapros and secretaries. And Ashland High School's enrollment's somewhere around 850 right now.
Wow.
Jeez. You know, we were at Archer Auditorium not too long ago when Mason had some kind of function. And, you know, all these buildings that are built these days, they have the placard, right, with the year.
Yeah.
That thing's been there 10 years.
Isn't it that's crazy?
It's wild. Did you realize
Crazy.
that?
No idea.
2015.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. We had the namesake join us, Bob
Oh,
Archer.
yeah?
Yeah,
Oh,
Bob
that's
was
great.
with us last week, and as chipper as ever and still opinionated.
Yeah, you know, you'll appreciate this, Chris. One of Emma's golf teammates, her dad, way up in Alliance, kind of squinted at me as we were talking one day last week, and he said, "You're down there by Ashland. You know Bob Archer?" And we had this great conversation, but all the way up in Alliance, Ohio,
amazing.
they know Bob Archer just because of the good things he does.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's known. I mean, you know, he doesn't toot his own horn. He could be here for days doing that if he wanted to, but
Yeah.
that's just not his personality. But he's had Josh impacts, and I'm kind of in the same world that he, you know, made a career in, and he has impacted countries and people all around the world. And the amount of there's a bunt by Wolf and a good one at that, and they're just going to get him by a step. So a sack bunt for Wolf will move Jake Bryant, who had that single, right back up the box to second base. So a good job there by Wolf getting the sack bunt down, 1 out now. That'll be back to the top of the lineup, and Michael Franz. But he had offices in Europe and Asia, South America.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he had them everywhere, and he had employees in Norway and Netherlands, Denmark, everywhere, literally. And you know, the impact he's had on families all over the world has been pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. We're so lucky to have him around our kids. He and Jan both.
Josh, you got a few things coming up here in the district at the high school. What you know, what's going on that people want to know about? That ball's roped into right. Got him.
That one is burnt toast. Franz around 1, headed to second. We may have an opportunity at the plate. 1 run is in. Franz standing at third, and head coach Rick Goff wisely with 1 out is going to hold him there. So Franz with a double and a triple so far.
This is what happens, Josh. Anytime we start to ask guest questions, crazy things happen on the field. And right now, well, the arrows are just teeing off. But, you know, the things that are going on at the high school that you might want to let people know about.
Hey, I'll shut up for the arrows doing good things anytime. I don't know if people know this, but our greenhouse is getting completely redone. So we won't have a plant sale, which is a little bit sad this year. But we will have an amazing one next year because we're going to get a whole new greenhouse. It'll be twice the size. We used to have 2, so we'll have 1 giant one now. We're super excited about
John
that.
T. Van paying for the whole thing?
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
Right.
Yeah, we have prom coming up.
The Chris Mowry greenhouse?
No.
Yeah.
We're going to have the Chris Mowry A to A here in a minute.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Prom coming up this weekend. We're excited about that. I know the kids are excited. I hope the rain stays away and it makes pictures good for everybody. Then we head into Art Show Land the following weekend after that. Then May Fiesta with our choirs. And by golly, then it's time to graduate everybody.
That art show is always awesome. It's always one of my favorite things to go check out.
Yeah.
I mean, all of that stuff that you've mentioned is fabulous, but I'm always blown away at the level of artwork that our kids produce here.
We have such talented kids. Again, really fortunate to have art teachers throughout the district, not just at Ashland High School, but throughout the district, that impact them from kindergarten all the way up. And by the time they get to us, they just do amazing things.
Jeff Hickey in the box. Michael Franz at third base. 4 runs have plated. I thought Hickey was going to offer at that one. He kind of hitched and was loading, ready to get into that one. 2-0 count now, hitters count, and we'll see if Hickey can do some damage here with Franz at third base. I ask you this every time you're on, and especially in baseball when you join us, but what are your thoughts on the class of 2025? Like, what's going to stick with you when you think of this class?
Yeah. You know what? It's going to be leadership. Just the way they have kind of calmly led the school really this year through everything. The support they've shown each other, the support the senior class showed our football team this fall, our basketball teams in the winter. I was so impressed with our seniors traveling up to watch our girls and support them in their historic run. One of those, we got several of these guys on the baseball team here. Alex Grissinger comes to mind as just somebody who has done a great job of rallying his classmates to support each other this year.
Blasted towards center field. Steele coming on. He's going to call that one. Franz can fly, and he is going to come home. Throw towards the plate, but Franz, he's going to be called out. How's the Sarver Paving replay look on that one?
Take a look at the Sarver Paving replay right here. Franz working it. Boy, that was close. Bang, bang, play at the plate.
Sarver Paving replay.
Great throw.
Play nonetheless, and Arrows fortunately stick one on the board there, 4-0. Emma and Jake, what are they up to nowadays?
2 innings, Arrows 4, Quakers 0.
So Emma's finishing up sophomore year at Mount Union, psychology major. And I know you know this, they're about to play in the OAC Conference Championship here.
3 days from now.
So wishing her the best of luck. And Jake's finishing up his junior year. Going to be a senior here soon, and that's all downhill. It goes fast that senior year.
It does go fast, believe me.
You got one too.
Yeah, I know. You've been through it too. What's Jake want to get into?
He right now, you'll appreciate this. He's kind of looking at accounting or finance. He wants to go into a business field.
Good for him.
We're kind of looking at between Ashland and Mount Union and Ohio Northern. So we'll see how that goes.
If you want to break your bank and go in debt forever, send it to John Carroll. They're always looking for that next $65,000 in tuition.
Well, I have to tell you, there's a great university about 3 blocks that way as well, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. Your son could have went there too. What I'm saying is, we hope that your
He had a better package there. I can promise you that. Had golf money and academic. I had it all.
Well, I hope to see him over there. But either way, it is fun to watch our kids get to those levels and figure out what to do. It's challenging, though.
All right, big question for me, Josh. You know where my heart's at.
I know where this is going.
So we're losing Miss Rogers and Ryan Briggs. 2 teachers have been in the district under your tutelage for a long time, or under your care, I should say. Kim retiring and Miss Briggs taking another career path. But they run the most important program, I think, extracurricular-wise to me, which is arrow-to-arrow mentoring. So my question to you is, do we have that figured out and we'll have that program back for next year?
We do, and we will, Chris.
Owen, Courtney.
Yeah, we're so fortunate to have those 2 ladies. They have been absolutely phenomenal with our kids and developing that. But we will absolutely have Arrow to Arrow up and going next year. I'm not ready to reveal who's taking over that yet, because I want them to feel real comfortable. But rest assured that
it's good enough for me.
Yeah, it is in good hands, and one of those folks is a veteran teacher who I know has a heart for kids and doing good things.
I just love it. Both my kids have went through it. Camden for a couple of years, and Mason her first year, now going to be her second year next year. But it's just, I think when I was in school, I would have probably, I was just an idiot. Fortunately, the Lord's matured me in ways as I get older. But when you get a little age and a little wisdom and you look down and you try to mentor into people, whether it's in a career or friendship or whatever it might be, you realize, man, that's so impactful. And you don't know what collision it's going to be when the light bulb goes off for somebody or something, or whatever impact that they're going to remember back on. And it's just, look, we're mentoring into 5th graders and whatnot. And, Mason comes home and says, little Candy was looking forward or whatever it might be. It's just so impactful.
I think our first goal with that program is always to help the kids that are being mentored. But one of my favorite things, and I'm sure it's yours too, is what happens to our high school kids when they get to be mentors, right?
Yes.
The good things and the growth. And then what they don't realize is they're going to get an interview question at some point in their careers for a scholarship or a job.
Yes, they are.
And they're going to get to talk about that program and the good things they did. And it'll come flowing right out of them because of that leadership that they learned with Mrs. Rogers and Mrs. Briggs.
Well, I can promise you that happened with my son, and that happened recently when he was interviewing with a few dental schools. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Yeah, it's really important. I haven't told anybody that, but that's a true story, and it's awesome. I love it. I'm glad to hear that that's going to keep going.
Absolutely. We thank you. You've been a huge supporter of that, and that's also meant the world to us. So thank you so much for your support of that program.
Happy to help any way I can, and want to see that baby keep going and just growing and becoming more impactful all around the community.
Yeah, there's nothing like, peer mentoring is something where you look at, older kids. We all did when we were younger, and when you're able to team them up with the right people,
that
is crucial to folks' development. Holistically, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And look, they can look at old guys with gray faces and say they used to get demerits and detentions, and look at them now.
Yeah. Those guys make the best memories.
Of course, Josh Packard never did that in the public school or private school. Brandon Wells never did that. First, Hayesville did.
Listen, first week at the academy, I
get one?
multiple detentions. Just to be clear.
Yeah.
Love it.
My mom was an English teacher at my school, so there was a different level of consequence if I stepped out of line.
I believe that.
Your folks still live down there in West Holmesland?
They, about 10 years ago, they moved up here to Ashland.
Oh, okay.
And they've loved it up here. Yeah.
So we're probably going to get a Nathan Bernhardt announcement, I would think, pretty soon.
I would think so, too. Yeah. He's sure put in a lot of work. We're awfully proud of him and all the things he's done. I know it's been a long process trying to figure out, where he's going to make a commitment to, but we're looking forward to that soon for sure.
I'm sure he probably would have already done it, if this was 3 years ago. But given the world we live in with NIL and the moving rosters and people getting millions of dollars to play quarterback, you probably want to just make sure that what the goalpost looks like in that school.
I think that NIL has changed so many things. It's hard to keep track.
Josh, you used to coach, right?
I did.
What all did you coach?
I did. So I was fortunate to be an assistant cross-country coach and then the head coach for a couple years for boys. And then I went kind of up through the girls' ranks. I was our freshman girls basketball coach and our JV girls basketball coach for about 7 years here before I switched into being a guidance counselor. And then I just didn't have quite the time I used to.
You miss it?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. I miss working with the kids, but the daily grind of practice is not so much. No.
Yeah, you get home. Well, this was before the field house too, so you had to split the time with the guys.
Yeah.
So you get early this week and late the next week. And
yeah, I was in the group that we put the curtain down in the middle of the gym and we practiced from 7 to 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's rough. I've been there and done that.
I understand. I know you have, Mr. Wells.
I remember going and picking Camden up at 9:15 on those freshman practices, saying, "Jeez, how beats."
That's
There's
a rope.
Bullet into left field. That's going to get the first run across for the Quakers. 1 out. Hit the cutoff man next time, Mangus, please, and keep that thing in security blanket. First and second base, Quakers, and 4-1, Ashland leads.
Shortstop number 4.
How are things at the
Mason
middle school with
Catarina.
Mrs. Packard?
I think they're pretty good. Yeah.
I know you don't want to speak for her.
No, that would be not
unwise.
good.
Grave mistake for any of us to speak for our wives.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
I'm a 20-plus years married. I know not to do that.
Veteran move, Josh.
Any openings down at the high school?
We just finished up interviews for social studies for Mrs. Briggs' position, and just finished up a set of interviews for an intervention specialist position. So we should be making those announcements soon. And that's all for right now.
So just out of curiosity, I have no idea. I'm just more generally curious than anything. How many applications would you get for a social studies position at the high school?
That's a pretty popular position. So this one we just kept internal because we're just trying to make sure that we give our internal folks a really good shot at it. But I would tell you that even though we kept it internal, we had external interest. So in that area, I'd say upwards of probably 30.
Wow.
If we had opened it.
Wow.
That doesn't surprise me, to be honest. I mean, social studies jobs are hard to come by, and it's such a great district. As somebody who was a school board member, I remember looking, the amount of people that would apply for jobs in our district is outrageous in a good way. It's a good sign.
Right, no. Yeah,
and
people
internally,
they want to come to Ashland.
Yeah,
that's good.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, I mean, but that does say something about you. That says something about, J-Dub and JG and the culture that you guys have produced at the high school.
Well, I appreciate that, Brandon. I think also Mr. Paramore's, his reputation precedes him. He's a great guy to work for, and we appreciate that a whole bunch.
Holt with a nice 0-2 pitch there, trying to get him to chase. A little bit of trouble here for the Heroes. 2 on and 1 out.
Mason Catarina at the dish. Remember, Brandon, he bunted it right back at Holt. He was retired 1-3 for the first out of the inning in the second. So his second AB, and Holt now back-to-back balls.
Really mixing up the breaking balls now. His breaking ball's been really sharp here this season. Getting actually fastballs than anything.
How's Emma liking Mount?
She likes it a lot. It was a really good pick for her. She's in the psychology program there and has just a great bunch of professors enjoying all the activities that she's doing, and golf has been going well. So, yeah, she's having a great year.
Well, she's headed to River Greens, a place that we've been and we've seen. And, that place, if the wind blows, it can be tough. And then if it lays down and you got your groove on, you could really take it low there, too. So it's kind of the course of both worlds there.
Yeah. It sure is. It's one of those ones where you hope the weather stays good and doesn't rain, because grass is a little bit longer and retains water well.
There's a cornfield on the back of the par 5 and pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
I saw Aiden Chandler, former Arrow. He was
Voice of the Tigers.
Voice of the Tigers, TY Tigers, Aiden Chandler. He was carrying a pumpkin up the 5th fairway. Dan Chandler, legendary Dan Chandler, saw that, and he scooted off on the golf cart. He said, "I've seen enough."
Is that
True story.
a euphemism? He was literally
carrying a pumpkin.
carrying
Jack-o'-lantern. An uncarved jack-o'-lantern up the 5th fairway.
It's not a jack-o'-lantern unless it's been carved up and there's a light in it. There's no such thing as an uncarved jack-o'-lantern.
Pumpkin.
Thank you.
Under his left arm.
Now, did the boys play there already?
They had a practice round yesterday and today.
Okay.
And the boys don't play this weekend. The girls, as you know, the next weekend the boys will play there. So, John Carroll's got an opportunity.
That's great.
Yep, they have an opportunity. I think they can compete for it. Otterbein is the class of the field in the OCC or OAC, I should say. For the last couple decades, their golf team's really good. They get a lot of Columbus players. And then this is John Carroll's last year in the OAC. They're heading to the NCAC to compete with Denison and Kenyon and Otterbein, or Oberlin, I should say, DePaul, and many of those other schools that are awfully proud of their tuition prices.
Yes. Now, that's a tough conference on the girls' golf side. Is that a tough conference on the boys' golf side as well?
It's brutal.
Yeah.
Kenyon is awfully good. They're very, very dangerous. Denison, they can be dangerous too. DePaul's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wittenberg is in that as well. And Wittenberg in 2017 or 2018 won the D3 National Championship. So they're really, really good as well. So
you didn't know when you tuned in today that you'd be joined by a full-on Division III golf breakdown.
Discussion.
But you got it.
You got 2 out of 3 that have offspring there.
Well, mine could have. She turned down a bunch of D3 recruiting trips and visits and offers and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't blame her. But she's at the fine Ashland University
and doing great things whenever I see her, Mr. Wells.
She's looking forward to getting out there. She's been subbing some here in the district and loving that.
I should take a vacation day one day and go sub somebody.
Did you finish high school?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have one.
Sure if you had
I have one degree, and it's the only degree that matters.
GED.
No, idiot. I have an unofficial degree that served me well. 2 on, 2 outs. Swung on and missed.
Gents, it's been an absolute pleasure, but I better get back to throwing over there. I think he's going to get discus up here soon.
You know who the wisest man of the 3-man booth is? Josh, because he knew it was going off the rails, and he said, I can't be a part of it. I can't be a part of this.
I got to keep my job.
If you two go down the rabbit hole. So, head principal at the Ashland High School, Josh Packard, joins us. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you so much, guys. You're the best.
3 outs now, but not before 2 runs plate. We'll be right back right after this.
Do it all. Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust. Done right on time. With free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
It's time to stop! Time to stop, okay? No more! Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's
Plan, Grow, Thrive. Financial advisors, CPAs will help you grow your business and investments. And now it's time for the Whitcomb and Hess pregame show.
Quakers post 2 runs in the comfort control top of the 3rd inning to cut the lead in half, 4-2. Ashland with the advantage. 3-hole hitter Alex Grissinger sees a big bender to start his AB, called for a strike.
Beautiful pitch right there. And we had a big Sid Suds strikeout by Tyler Holt in the top of the inning, brought to you by our friends with super heated water and soft power washing. Sid Suds in Ashland. Deep fly ball to center, and Griss is retired. That would have been out of a few parks.
I can only think of maybe Ontario that would have challenged.
Yeah, shallow center. I mean, not a shallow. He hit it well, but just got under it just a little bit.
1 up, 1 down for the Arrows. That'll bring up the triple master and run scoring A.J. Workman.
What kind of odds do you give me on another triple here?
With him?
Yeah.
A quarter point. That's 0.25%. I think it's his first one since Little League.
I'm just saying, what would the odds be? Got to be.
The odds?
Yeah, 100 to 1.
1,000 to 1? I'm going about.
1,000 to 1?
Well, let me put my must cap on. About 18,352 to 1.
What a great breaking ball, tight slider right there.
Good job by Workman getting on top of it, too. And, he saw it, eyes got big, and he hit it hard, but just foul.
Down on the count, though, now.
0-2.
I
Cleanup
stand
hitter.
up, too. Yeah,
me too. I'm looking forward to that Greg Summers Troy dog with pepper butter.
Brought to you by Whitaker Myers.
Oh. We'll get to our AHS player profile presented by the law offices of Andrew Bush after this AB here. That's Isaac Abel. We'll learn a little bit about Isaac. Workman down to the count 1-2. Griss was the out that you might see on the scoreboard out there if you have eagle eyes to lead off.
Wow, good
third.
rip. Good rip on that one. Workman was all over that one.
Doesn't get cheated up there, does he?
No, that was a fastball. You're not going to see that pitch again here. He's not coming back with that one. I mean, if he does, he's going to have to go way up the ladder. I think you're going to see a breaking ball.
Well, my guess is this is probably the most that Owen Courtney's been hit this year, considering his ERA is .389.
There's the breaking ball. Tops it.
Play.
Tough play. He might have a hit. Oh, even tougher play. Beats it out.
Infield single, 2 for 2 on the day as Workman hit it just hard enough and just soft enough to get it past the pitcher.
Take a look at our Andrew Bush Law Office's player profile for the Arrows. Isaac Abel, who's not in the lineup today, but we might still see him at some point. 3 doubles versus Ross in the JV game last year. His favorite teacher, Mrs. Abel. Well, there you go. I don't know.
Shocking.
He wants to get a bachelor's in religion and business. And my favorite part of this is the food.
I love me a Caesar.
Listen, I absolutely love Caesar salads, and I will tell you, I mark it on the AU calendar when they have it on the food menu. And so Thursday this week, I'll be at Convo.
Convo. You get a big discount?
No. Yeah, I do actually, but I get a good discount on 20 meals per semester at like $6, which is a great little.
That's nice.
Oh, I get my money's worth. Don't
yeah,
worry.
if you're busy and you don't have time to head out home or whatever, or pack your lunch.
I live really far from home.
I know.
I work really far from home. Darn it, I messed it up.
Far.
Base
That
hit.
is a base hit to right. Guess what? Merrill gets an opportunity to start today, and he goes 2 for 2, but makes a space running mistake, but he gets on there safely. Whoa, boy.
Well, aggressive, and you're up 4-2, and tough decision right there, and thankfully a high throw, and Merrill gets himself into second base. Yeah, well done.
Just don't do it again. Scared me.
As a coach, you're saying, no.
Oh, great move. We'll
right.
talk about that one later.
Yep. This is a big at-bat and a big opportunity for the Arrows you gave up 2 in the top of this inning. Now you got a chance to strike right back and get them back.
The fielder, Nick Mangus, steps in.
we talk all the time about how do you respond, how do you respond? And this is an opportunity for the Arrows to respond. Every sport, right? You give up a touchdown. How do you respond? You give up a 5-6 point run in basketball, 7-0 run. How do you respond?
Well, in basketball, I'd call timeout.
No, you don't.
I would.
Well, yeah, you and I would.
Fly ball off to right side,
Trouble.
tagging his Workman. That is a lot of trouble. That's going to fall for a hit. Mangus puts the brakes on. Mangus still at first base, but moving up to third is Merrill, and Workman plates the 5th run for the Arrows.
It's not like the Arrows have crushed the ball this inning, but they've put it in the right place 3 straight times.
Hit it where they ain't.
That's all that matters, right? We talked about it early. Put the ball in play. Be aggressive on at the dish here, and nice job by the Arrows.
Let me point something out to you. Courtney has 20 strikeouts and issued 5 free passes on the season. The Arrows come into today with 82 team strikeouts against only 54 walks. Today for the Arrows, ironically, 5 runs on the board, not a single strikeout.
Well, they're throwing through. Yeah, they are throwing through. You got to get dirty.
Jeez.
I thought he was out, Chris.
I thought he was out by a step.
And, I mean, honestly, as an umpire, usually you would call him out just because the kid didn't slide if it's close. But I don't know what Mangus is doing on that one and why he didn't slide. Number one, it's the better play, right? But also you're liable to get hurt standing up on that kind of play. Umpire and the Coach Weiss, yeah.
That
Coach
was
Weissel out there to talk with the field ump and didn't like the call.
Translation was, we're not going to show you up, but I'm going to let you know you made the wrong call.
Yeah. Arrows with 2 questionable base running plays, but they have turned out okay so far.
Let's not do it again.
No, and this is a good team, so you want to keep tacking on, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you want to do that against bad teams too, but against a team like this, you got to keep tacking on and keep adding on. You got to get a couple more runs here when you got 2 on and 1 out, and both in scoring position.
Farnsworth flew out to the right fielder Carruthers, his first AB. 2 men in scoring position. Miles swings through that one now. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I would have thought about squeezing here with him, honestly, but I think when you watch Miles at the plate, he's stepping in the bucket. He's gotta step straight or think about stepping towards the right side, or you start open.
Start closed.
There's differing thoughts on that, Chris. You can start closed because then if you start to step out, you're level, but your front side's still flying out. I actually kind of enjoyed telling those guys to start open and dive in, but it just depends. Depends on the kid. I know what you're saying. Either one works. Got to do something though.
Big pitch. Ooh! Caught chop.
Yeah, that's
Rung up. Miles Farnsworth, second out of the inning.
Listen, 2 strikes. You can't leave it up to the umpire. I mean, we know that that's going to be a strikeout there most of the time on the outside corner. So 2 strikes, you get a little closer to the plate, you choke up a little bit, and you get a little wider with your stance, and you try to keep that ball in play.
Jake Bryant steps in. He singled and scored his first AB. 2 men in scoring position for the Arrows. 1 run plated.
Timing play. Yep.
I'm a big fan of those.
Yeah, I think when you're at the plate there, though, probably should have called timeout because you got to know when he waits that long on the mound, something's going on. So you have an opportunity there to call time.
Tanner Wolf on deck for the Arrows if it gets to him. And then we'll be back to the top with Franz if the line moves that far forward. First pitch, a ball to Jake Bryant, the second baseman.
Bottom of the third, brought to you by Comfort Control.
Cavaliers go tonight?
Nah, tomorrow night.
Darn it. I actually enjoy watching the Cavs. Flared into right side. That's 2 outs, and Carruthers circus underneath that one, but he catches it. But the Arrows get 1 of the 2 they gave up back. 5-2 Ashland.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust. Done right on time. With free estimates and special financing offered. For roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
It's time to stop! are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
Hess have all of your needs covered. Plan, Grow, Thrive. Financial advisors, CPAs will help you grow your business and investments. And now it's time for the Whitcomb and Hess pregame show.
The Arrows finding their way with the bats today. Only one strikeout credited to Ashland at the plate. 9 hits, 5 runs, although Ashland has committed 3 errors and 2 runs, 4 hits, and an error here for New Philly.
When we talk about the importance of this game, Chris, we look back at the Valley Transportation standings, and, the Arrows at 2-1, still in the battle for the OCC, but this is a big one here today for both teams.
Scheduled hitters for the Quakers in the top of the 4th. 9-hole hitter Max Steele, single his first AB, and then we'll be back to the top with McBride and Long. Tyler Holt still dealing on the mound. Outfield and infield defensively for the Arrows still the same, and Steele saw Farnsworth playing about 3 steps back behind the base there at third and squared around but didn't offer at it.
Holt 53 pitches so far.
That is a little cue shot, and Griss finds that in his glove. Going to make a good throw, but that's an infield single, and Steele gets out of the box pretty well.
Yeah, nothing Griss could do on that one. It was not hit super well. He jammed it. It was really a nice pitch, and well, spin on that one. Griss had to stay back to take the hop, and not much he could do. But leadoff man on base.
Braylon McBride, today's second baseman. 0 for 2 on the day, struck out his last AB. Steele can pick him up, put him down in a hurry. Throw over to first. Dust cloud. Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, I think he got stuck in the dirt a little bit, though, too.
What'd you think, Gunder? He wasn't watching, never mind. Holt thought he could get him again. The back-to-back pick attempts. When we used to do that back in the day, we'd throw over there twice and nobody called it. I would just stand up and say, "What are you doing? Get the batter." Especially if we did it 3 times in a row.
Yeah, I don't love that. By the way, Farnsworth's pretty deep over at third. You got top of the lineup up, and they need base runners. I wouldn't be surprised to see somebody lay one down here. But you're not, in that case, obviously you're not bunting for a sacrifice. You'd be bunting for a hit with Farnsworth deep. I'd think about it. You got a lot of dirt.
Look at Farnsworth. He backed up about 5 steps.
And you got a lot of dirt between that stripe and the grass. You put the ball down. You're going to base hit if you put that down on the third base line here.
Yeah, 2 more steps to your point, Coach. Runner in motion. Wolf comes up firing, but that one's going to be not in time. Steele mentioned again, he can move pretty well, so he had that one stolen.
2-0. Good hitters count here for top of the lineup. McBride, 0 for 2 so far. You got the heart of that order, though, coming. And they're due.
0 for so far, but then you get to Foulsole in the cleanup spot. He's 2 for 2.
He's a tough out every time.
He's a tough kid, period. That's going to be a wild pitch. So now we'll have Steele after that little infield single reach his third base, second on a steal, and third on the wild pitch.
And again, you got out of rhythm. You give up the infield single on a good pitch, and then you throw 3 straight over to first with a 3-run lead. So, it does get you out of rhythm a little bit. And that's what's happened here. Now you're down 3-0.
Get me over pitch here?
No.
Okay.
Good pitch on the outside corner.
But I'll tell you what, if you could paint back-to-back right there, I'd do it again and again.
He's thrown some nice breaking balls, but you're 3-1. You're up 3 runs. You got to challenge him. You got to go right at him here.
well outside. He had done exactly what I was thinking he would do, throw the same pitch again.
Front side flew open.
Yeah.
And he overthrew it. Just got to stay within yourself. Trust your stuff. It always comes back to trusting your stuff on the mound, right?
First walk of the game issued by Tyler Holt. First and third. BB&C Car Care walk. Don't walk. Run. Regular oil changes at BB&C Car Care. Car washes the lot. They have sweepers too.
Sweepers. That's how I know where you're from. The Dale.
They don't have vacuums. They have sweepers. Oh, throw to third, and thank goodness Farnsworth picked that one, or that was a run.
Well, 2 on.
5 to 2.
No outs. Infield coming in. I think you need an out here.
Carson Long K'd his first AB and then hit by pitch and scored his second. And that one's flared off the right side. Looks like it's going to get out of play. Workman giving chase. But that heads towards that beautiful, beautiful pregame batting cage.
It's all being used today. Some Coach Dew over there throwing some extra BP
Very
to
nice.
guys. Yeah.
No, I meant the on wheels. For home
Oh,
plate.
I thought you meant over towards our
Seldom used?
cage.
No. Nice. Infield up as Coach Wells recognized everybody on the grass. 0-2 count. Huge pitch here for Tyler Holt and the Arrows. And that one's flared off. That's $28 holla. Gone. $7 Creek gets another donation. Massive lead at second base for Braylon McBride. He's walking into a lead that's about 20 feet off the bag. At third base is Max Steele. He's got enough speed probably to challenge an infield ground ball, but we'll see with nobody out.
I got to tell you, Farnsworth now is really close to the plate. I mean,
Dangerous. Danger zone.
yeah, I mean, you got a big cut there, right?
Code
There's
red.
large cuts at first and third here, and so you do have to get close to the grass, but he's maybe a step too far up.
Prep steps are bringing him another 3 or so steps in. Holt just reared back and overthrew that one now. 2-2 the count on Long.
Might see a Linway trip to the mound here if there's a walk.
Noah Merrill getting loose
You got
here
full
out the
count,
pen.
right? I got 3-2, but I don't know. Maybe 2-2, sorry.
I believe it is 2-2, Coach. Nice bender. That one's going to be fair, and that's right over the bag. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in. Long on his horse heading to second, and that ball going to be thrown into second base, but not before Carson Long with a double.
Well,
and
right-
2 runs plated.
Sorry, Chris. Right down the line. Good piece of hitting right there, and not much the Arrows could do.
We got a ball game, Brandon, 5-4. Linway Restaurant Mountain Visit going to take place. We'll be right back. Mound visit by the Arrows. Assistant coach Justin Dew going out to talk to the infield, the catcher, and Tyler Holt. 2 runs plated here, 5-4. Ashland still leads the Quakers, but Carson Long at second base and Owen Courtney at the plate. He hits that a mile high in the field of play. Potentially, no, it's going to get out of play. Sorry, folks, for the pause, but we don't have a great vantage point here when it gets on that side towards $7 Creek. That one's out of bounds. She's a Chris out of play.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds. I've done it all. I'm still flustered from this. It's my best Harry Doyleism. blasted left field, and I mean absolutely blasted. Mangus giving chase. That one off his glove and right at the fence. Good strong arm gets that one back in, and we're going to have runners at second, third base.
That ball was ripped to left, but a little bit of drifting out there. And all of a sudden, Arrow's in trouble.
Well, as we talked about when we were forecasting the upcoming batters, it's Keaton Fossil now, 2 for 2, a double and a single. This is the guy you did not want to face, especially here with nobody out. I'd put him on first base in about a millisecond if 100%. It was me. That's just me.
No, you beat me to it. I mean, only you put some pressure on your pitcher, but, he's a senior. I'd put him on because you want to set up the force. Hell of a pitch right there by Holt. He knew the Fossil was going to be sitting on a fastball and amped up. You got to take what the hitters, their juice, and work it against them like he did right there. Good pitch.
Well, if you want to play in, at least to my brain, I love it, but I'd rather a force with Wolf at the plate, so I'd put him on. Now, we both say that, but he's offered at 2 here, and he's down to the count 0-2, but nonetheless.
Great pitch calls by Coach Dew on both of those because you saw the first one, and he's thinking, oh, he's not going to throw that again. And sure enough, another slider in the dirt, away, 0-2.
I'm giving him a 4-1-9. Maybe not in so much, but I'm climbing the ladder here.
I think I'm going to throw the same slider low and away.
Okay. Yeah, he was on my track, just a little outside.
He wanted to do a little 4-1-9.
Yeah.
High and tight. I'm going to get one on Thursday this week. Go see my man, Matt Trukovich.
I'll tell you what, that looks like Ty Jerome. Cavalier legend.
Great job by Wolf. Oh, fantastic job. Let's take a look at the Sarver paving replay. That saved a run right here on that breaking ball.
Cavalier legend.
Textbook. Getting his shoulders angled back towards the infield, towards the mound. It was well done back there, and that's just a fabulous job.
He saved the Arrows a lot of runs this year.
And as a pitcher, you feel so much more comfortable with that. A little down.
Well, started down 0-2 did Fossil, and we've worked it back full. Massive pitch.
I'm throwing the breaking ball low and away. Because
I don't
with
care
first
if he
base open,
him.
I'm going to throw that slider again because he's going to be
all.
sitting here and wanting to be the hero. And so you don't want to challenge Fossil here. That's
Miser on deck is 1 for 2.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good hitter too. Don't get me wrong.
Huge lead at second base for Courtney. Down and away, that's a free pass issued. Noah Merrill, again, as a reminder, is getting loose down in the pen for the Arrows. He's been down there this whole inning, so one would think he's ready at any point. No scurrying around yet in the Arrows dugout.
73 pitches now for Tyler Holt, 42 strikes, 31 balls.
Well, we've worked the bases full. The Quakers have put 2 on the board. Nobody out. The most important point yet, nobody out. Arrows looking for their first out here in the top of the 4th. That's flared into right.
That's hit hard.
And that is Hickey. Finds his out. 1 run's going to score. We'll have Quakers at the corners. Good job of hitting from Miser.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, he hit that ball hard. Sliced it out to right, and not much the Arrows could do, but got a very well-needed, much-needed out.
Mason Catarina steps in 0 for 2 on the day, reached on an error last AB.
And this is why we talked about it in the last inning when the Arrows had second, third, and 1 out, and they're going to appeal at second base and say he missed it, and that works once in a blue moon. That's about it, even if they miss it. I didn't see it, to be honest. I have no idea. But what I will tell you, that's why you got to keep tacking on runs, right? You had second, third, you had your 7-hitter up, and,
Coach, 4 errors out there.
Yeah,
that's hurt.
That's hurting. Big lead at first. He's going.
Runners at second and third now. Mason Catarina at the box. He took that pitch all the way to let his buddy get to second base, and he'll have hit out of a 0-1 count. Good baseball being displayed here from the Quakers.
No, you never give up, right? They got down 5-0 or 4-0.
Merrill has come back in the dugout from the pen, so he looks to be ready. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Today's shortstop, Katarina, at the box. Quakers at second and third. Pitch 77 coming from Holt. Struggling there, Coach. It looks like he's overthrowing and just flying open there to the left side, hitting the outside part of the plate, to a right-handed batter. And, it happens when you get tired. It's a dead giveaway here for a pitcher. Hit to Mangus in left. Mangus got a beat on that one. Going to get that in. Cut it. He's coming to third base.
Great base running by Fausel.
That might be the play of the game right there, Brandon.
Well, he read it, and nobody got over there, on your play to the plate, and somebody's got to get over to cover the bag on that one when the third baseman is your cutoff, right? So you got to communicate on that one.
Right fielder number 18.
And, tough play for Miles over there at third to try to pick that. You got to know your outfielder's arms, right? So maybe you got to take another step out towards the outfield on that one.
I think for me, the truth of it is you're not throwing the man out at home plate there, I don't think, if we're being honest. And all you want to do is just get the ball back in, keep everybody else where they're at.
Correct.
And I think we just tried to throw one a little too hard and didn't get enough of it. And it short hop Miles there at the Bermuda Triangle known as third base here at Bud Plank Field and scurried away and allowed Fausel to get to third base. So 2 outs and Fausel at third. That's an HBP. That drilled him.
Well, and I was just about to say, Chris, was that now a wild pitch that gets away down a line scores that runner instead of him staying at second. And you want Holt to get out of this 4th inning in a bad way. You don't want to bring Merrill in if you don't have to. With guys on, you like guys to come in with a clean slate and come in, but,
For me, this is Tyler Holt's last batter if he doesn't get him out.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. Yeah, I'm with you.
So this is 8-hole hitter Kane Ott. And he is the 9th man to come to the plate here for the Quakers in the 4th.
They're running it first.
Sure they are. Bullet right back at Holt, and look what I found. Get me out of the inning. That was a howitzer back up the box. But the Quakers take a lead, 6-5.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered. For roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. And it's time to stop!
Mike Gunder's got it. Yeah, the off-air conversations, I say it all the time, are Division I worthy. Scheduled hitters for Rick Goff's Ashland Arrows, Tanner Wolf, Michael Franz, and Jeff Hickey. Odd spot for the Arrows. They find themselves trailing for the first time today, 6-5.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of baseball left, right? You're just halfway through the ball game. You got to find a way to get a guy on base and even this one up.
Tyler Holt's up over 80 pitches. Luckily, he found that rocket missile hit right back at him in his glove to get out of it.
Yeah, I was just glad that he didn't get hurt.
Exactly.
That was a shot.
We'll see. Bless you. We'll see if Tyler Holt comes out for the 5th or if his day's done. As I mentioned, Noah Merrill had been getting loose and ready, and it appears he's ready to come in the ball game. So we'll see if the lefty does come in for the 5th inning here to face the Quakers. Hopefully Ashland can chip away here and take a lead or at least get the one back and tie it up. First pitch, or first AB here of this fifth for the Arrows. 6-3 put out. I'm flustered.
58 pitches for Courtney, and look at that ball-strike ratio. The Arrows got to him early in the first, Chris.
Wow.
And then he has settled in, and you had an opportunity in the fourth or in the third to tack on some more runs, but couldn't quite get it done at the bottom of the lineup.
That's incredible. 41 strikes, 17 balls. I haven't seen that yet today until you put it up there. That's incredible.
Yeah, he's at about 78%. Nice breaking ball. Beauty on that one on the backside.
Franz 2 for 2 on the day, a double and a triple. Franz really playing good baseball here for the Arrows the last couple seasons, and
amazing he's not playing in college.
Yeah, good to see him doing it here his senior season as well. Well, maybe he walks on in Columbus. I don't know. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. I don't think that bat has a wrap on it. Look at that, the handle.
He might pine tar it.
Oh, it's orange wrap. My bad. It's a good look. Arrow orange. Getting hungry.
It's about that time for our Whitaker Myers Troy Dogs.
Yep. 2-2 now. That one fouled off the catcher.
Troy Dogs and Pepper Butter brought to you by Whitaker Myers, providing solutions for your insurance benefits and wealth management since 1869. Offices in Ashland and in Worcester. And Chris, I do have another jar of the Triple X here for you. Triple Noise.
I used it last night.
No, I got another one here for you, I believe, that was brought to you.
Gifted.
Yeah. It says Maori. There it is. Yeah, we'll show the fine folks at home here in a minute.
Oh, boy. I can't talk Mama Maori into trying it. She's out.
You know what I've used it to do? Make
nachos.
Well, yeah, but black beans.
Really?
Outside, yeah. So if you can of black beans and you're warming them up, and
I got it
on the oven or on the stove rather, and then you mix in some of this, and it is amazing. I mean, it's great.
Takes the volume level up.
It's so awesome.
I had it on ham loaf last night. A ham loaf sandwich with
you
triple
are a
noise.
hilljack eating ham loaf.
Have you ever had it?
Yeah, I've had ham loaf.
Why you call me a hilljack if you've had it?
Because I ate it once and stopped.
I don't believe that. I don't believe it.
My grandfather.
You can say it all you want. I don't believe you.
My grandfather loved ham loaf and Dutch loaf and
I don't know what that
pimento loaf and all the loaves, any kind of loaves.
Loaf of bread? Probably. You probably don't even like white bread, wheat bread, or rye bread. You probably like I don't even know what the wild bread is.
So I've cut way back on bread once it hits spring because the grain will mess with my allergies even more. So if you cut back on grain, and it's that time of the year, that's a hard ground ball to third.
It's a fair ball.
Fair ball.
They go to second, nobody there. So that's a
fielder's choice.
Yep. Yes, exactly right. So runners now at first and second for the Arrows, and that'll bring up Alex Grissinger. Big spot for him to get a hit.
Yeah, this is a little doctoral tip to you out there, and it's that time, everybody's starting to mow, and, allergies are starting to bother you. A little local honey will help once or twice a day, but also cutting back on the amount of grain you take in will really help reduce your allergies.
I heard Wheaties has a lot of grain in it.
It's got something. Yeah,
still eat your Wheaties?
No.
Should.
No.
You, of all people, should.
No
need
way.
all the help you can get.
I do, but Wheaties are terrible.
Not when you put a pound of sugar on them.
Then just buy Frosted Flakes. Just buy Frosted Flakes. It's the same thing.
I'm a fan. So you're telling me they just took the Frosted Flakes and ripped off the sugar and made Wheaties?
I think it was the opposite direction. I think it was they took Wheaties.
There we go. There's a run. Fran's going to come across to score, and you heard it on the crowd mic. Head coach yelling, yes, 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 to throw it to third base, and I always thought that rushed to the player and they make an errant throw, and that's exactly what happened here, and the Arrows tie it back up at 6.
Yeah, if you're the third baseman there, you got to jump off. You got to jump off that and try to become a catcher and just try to keep it out in front. But 2-0. Arrows have tied it up.
Chris in a really good spot here. Again, came in today hitting 286. Hickey at second base. That's blasted towards left field, but Long has a beat on that. That's a can of corn.
Oh, boy.
Long is going. Are you kidding me? No way.
He's out by 5 feet.
What are we doing? What are we...
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Hess have all of your needs covered. Plan, grow, thrive. Financial advisors, CPAs will help you grow your business and investments. And now it's time for the Whitcomb and Hess pregame show.
Tyler Holt on to do battle again here in the bottom of the fifth, Brandon, and he's sitting at, how many pitches is he at? I didn't see. 82nd pitch forthcoming here. Max Steele going to lead it off here. 9-hole hitter who, as you'll remember his last AB, he can really get down the line in a hurry.
81 through 4 innings. You know, usually you want to be around 15 if you can. That's usually the goal.
Is that 20 and a quarter an inning?
That's what he's averaging today.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm the only one in the three-man booth that's throwing a quarter pitch. Do you know what that is, Gunder? I don't either.
Ephus.
Yes. Gets ahead in the count to Max Steele 0-1.
That was what they called Chris in high school. Chris
No, it was
Ephus Mowry.
It was Mo.
Hey, Mo.
Yeah, my neighbor nicknamed me that. I said, what's it mean? He's like, well, idiot, your last name. Like, cut a few letters off. I'm like, oh. 2-1. Beautiful day for a game, Brandon.
Yeah, first time all year I haven't had a coat on up here.
I got a short sleeve. We've had it one other game. I had short sleeves on. It was
Not
on a
me.
Saturday.
I had a coat on.
Yeah, probably. Steele, gifts, another strike to Holt.
Oh, God, help
That
us.
was the scarecrow.
Let's take a
From
look
the
at that
dugout.
cyber paving replay.
Look at this debacle.
Here comes.
Woof. And there's the scarecrow's delivery.
That was the scarecrow.
I love that we got that on the replay. That's great. Whew. That's our Bo Lacey construction play of the game. Experience you can trust, done right on time.
Right on cue. BW there to fill it in. 2-2 count. Nobody out. Steele, the leadoff hitter here for the Quakers. 6-6 ball game. Hammered. Right side. Base hit. 2 outs. Caught too much of the plate with that 2-out, 2-strike delivery. Steele now having a good game. There's 3 for 3, Coach.
They're gonna run, maybe bunt and run.
We're going to take out Tyler Holt here after he gives up a single. Noah Merrill most likely coming in. We'll be right back. Noah Merrill on to pitch for the Arrows here in a 6-6 game in the top of the 5th against the OCC leading New Philly Quakers. Traffic at first base. That's Max Steele. He can flat out move. He's 3 for 3 on the day. We're back at the top of the lineup. Braylon McBride. He issued a walk in the 4th and came around to score 0 for 2 on the day.
Yeah, Chris, you're probably going to have something going on here, either a bunt or a steal, a bunt and run, something. But letting them swing away here.
I tell you, I think if it's me, you feel like you're playing with house money if you're Coach Weissel, and you've come back, taken the lead. Now you're 6-6.
And you're seeing the bullpen. You're getting to the bullpen.
And you feel like, okay, let's just get one more and play with a lead again and see what happens. You know, Courtney's still probably got another inning in him. Due up for the Arrows when we come in is 4, 5, 6. Workman, Merrill, and Mangus.
Courtney's got at least one. He's only at 69 pitches, Chris. I mean, he could finish this one off still if he's efficient. You got to get to those kinds of guys early when they show their vulnerability.
First couple pitches from Merrill outside. Now 2-0 count on McBride.
Tough spot for the young left-hander here to come in and man on first, tie ball game, like you said.
What's your take?
Stage.
Honestly, signs versus barking out the softball kind of number system.
Hate the numbers.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, it's not wrong. I mean, it's just a personal preference.
Yeah, me too.
If you're good at holding guys accountable and demanding that they understand the signs and not miss them, and when they do, they get yanked, then that's what you do.
It's a really good job by Coach Weissel over there. He put both of his hands together and tightened him up, which was a signal to his guy at first base. Get that lead really tight. It's 3-0. I've given a take sign here to McBride to see if we can get a pass here. Really well taught and well executed baseball club here, this New Philly Quaker team. That's a great pitch right there. Now full count, 3-2. Now Coach is over there suggesting get a bigger lead. You can see him tapping his chest if you see it in your screen.
Can't. Not a wide enough lens.
Does a really good job down there at third base, Coach Weissel. Full count delivery from Merrill. Runner in motion. Hit to third base. Farnsworth comes up fire and throws a dart over there to Workman.
Nice job by Merrill. Being wise and paying attention and knowing that as Farnsworth was coming off to make the play, somebody better cover third. Good job by the young man out on the mound.
Got to bring up two-hole hitter Carson Long.
It's a huge out right there.
Yeah, it was massive.
Sorry.
It was absolutely not. No worries. No, it was massive. So Steele, who again, as a reminder, can flat out fly. He's at second base. Two-hole hitter Long is 1 for 2 on the day. He doubled and scored last AB. Big lead, initial primary lead there for Steele at second base. And he's going.
Breaking ball.
He is in there safely by 6 steps. So now we have a 1-0 count, 1 out, and a man at third base.
Yeah, I don't know if he saw what pitch was coming there or knew what was happening, or they just were going straight Steele and taking the chance.
It had to do with the lead that I called out. I mean, he had a massive primary lead.
Well, he did the right thing, fundamentals, and now the Arrows bring the infield in, and that's the smart thing to do here.
Swung on a miss. Carson Long now 1-1 the count, 1 out.
Two-seam running away from him at the plate. Nice pitch there.
Well, you're right. On that sharp hit ball to Farnsworth, that was a huge out. Imagine if we had bases, crammed here, nobody out, coming up to 3 and 4, Fousa's on deck.
Trouble.
And there's a bullet into left field. Here's the lead going to be retaken by the Quakers, 7-6.
Well, and that's you're catching too much of the plate on 0-2 here. And against the meat of the lineup, he came inside, and as a left-hander, when you're coming inside to a righty, boy, they see the ball so well coming to them like that. You got to work away. And on 0-2, you got to be really a little more careful.
Today's pitcher, Courtney. Owen Courtney steps in, 1 for 3 on the day. He doubled and scored. Couple RBI double his last AB.
Nice pitch. I think he took something off. It might have been a changeup, but I liked that one.
235 if you have x-ray vision like James Bond to see the sheet. I'm not certain Long's going to be going anywhere. I'd have a hit and run in an 0-1 count. Who knows? Stranger things have happened.
Well, the Arrows haven't thrown anybody out yet, right?
No.
So, I mean, run until they throw you out is really generally the way I approached it. So I won't be surprised to see him run here, Chris.
I like that strategy. There it is. In there safely.
I mean, Merrill, one of his, he's got a nice big slow curveball, so you're taking the chances there that, he's throwing that one, right? And so that's part of why.
It's an 0-1 count. It makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Pitch out.
Haven't seen that in a long time.
I think it's effective.
Love the pitch out. Got to practice it.
Yeah. I'll say it again. Another big primary lead at second base here for the Quakers. Well, he does that again, goes back, touches the bag, and puts his head down. I'm snap picking him off second base. You got to be paying attention to do that, but it's there. Oh, boy. And a rundown, and
got him.
Wow. That is... run yourself out of an inning potentially there, but a gift for the Arrows. So bases wiped clean and a 1-2 count here on 3-hole hitter Owen Courtney.
Good job there by Merrill and, probably the coaching staff as well, telling him to throw over, step off, whatever it was, because they anticipated that as well.
Activity out in the pen for the Arrows.
Change up, and he got him.
Appears to be Justin Kaiser, but 7-6 lead for the Quakers.
Need a construction team that can do it? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
It's time to stop! Time to stop, okay? No more! Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
Team at Whitcomb and Hess have all of your needs covered. Plan, grow, thrive. Financial advisors, CPAs will help you grow your business and investments. And now it's time for the Whitcomb and Hess pregame.
Welcome back to Bud Plank Field at Archer Arrows Park. I'm Chris Mowry, joined by Brandon Wells as always. The new Philadelphia Quakers are in town. We had the Quakers down 4-0. They got 2. We got 1 back, and then we gave up a 4 spot. We get 1, and they just got 1 more in the 5th. That adds up to a 7-6 New Philly lead. We're at 4, 5, 6 in the lineup. Scheduled hitters, Workman, Merrill, and Mangus.
Bottom of the 5th brought to you by Comfort Control.
2 for 2, having a great day as A.J. Workman, a triple and a single, scored 2 runs. The big strapping cleanup hitter, handling that bat really well. A little bit of cheddar high.
That's where you want to go against the big fellow, right?
Yeah. I'm going to have to talk to Workman about playing right guard.
You gonna give him a little NIL deal or something?
No. There's some in the community that might. When are we going to see that in high school and ruin high school sports?
Yeah, I hope not. OHSA voted it down a year ago.
Yeah, well, no comment.
Well, it's the administrators within the districts that vote on those kinds of things.
Activity out in the New Philly pen.
As long as Maslin doesn't have every vote, we'll be all right. That won't happen.
Could you imagine McKinley and Maslin, what they pay?
They already,
Ignatius, yeah, I know.
They already
Ignatius
do some
and
things.
X and Hoban. Bullet, middle, diving snag by McBride to retire Workman for the first out of the inning.
Nice arbor paving replay. Good job by AJ. Hit it hard, but not much you could do. Great play at second base by McBride.
Merrill 2 for 2 on the day. Came in hitting .545.
Is that good?
Is 2 for 2 on the day, over 600 on the season.
Not a ton of at-bats at this level,
okay.
But nonetheless, he has
2
proven...
for 2 today off of one of the OCC's best.
He's proven he deserves more bats.
Yeah, you found yourself into that role pretty well, and Courtney overthrew that one to the tune of about a 57 1/4 footer.
Measuring?
Yeah. My iPhone does it all.
That'll cost you about $5,000 soon.
No, it was free. They're free. Verizon had a lot of people leave them, so now they're giving away free stuff. I just heard Hans tell me about it this morning on my morning walk on CNBC. Not Hans and Franz, but Hans is his first name. German. CEO of
a German named
Verizon.
Hans?
Or Netherlands? I don't know. What is he, Nordic?
No, I was being sarcastic.
I was going to say, like, come on, man. I can play your game.
Yeah.
Dankeschön. You thought I forgot that already, didn't you?
Wayne Newton.
Can he smile at this age?
Well, it's all plastic, so I don't know.
I doubt it.
All those veneers.
How do you think he eats food? Like, it would be difficult with all the plastic surgery, like even chewing.
He looks like he belongs in Madame Tussauds.
He does. That's
Right.
a great comp. Well done, Wells. Well done. 2-2 count. Strike 3. Looking. Merrill, the second out of the inning.
Beautiful breaking ball there from Courtney, giving the Sid Sud strikeout for the Arrows. I mean, just a fantastic pitch, and froze him on 2 strikes.
Mangus will get his third AB. He's 2 for 2 on the day. 80th pitch forthcoming here for the starter from New Philly, Owen Courtney. After a really rough first inning, he's really battled in and held the Arrows to only 3 more runs. 4 hits he scattered here over the last 4 innings.
There it is, 52 strikes, 28 balls. Even the Dale can do that math.
Yeah, that's good. Falling behind Mangus now 2-0. Farnsworth on deck if it gets to him for the Arrows. Arrows trail 7-6. New Philly, after getting blanked in the first and second, have plated runs in the third, fourth, and fifth. 2 in the third, 4 in the fourth, and a single in the fifth. Arrows just on the other side looking to keep pace here in the bottom of the fifth. That's a strike in Indy League. Now Mangus 3-1, taking the whole way. Whoever was in the pen for the Quakers is warm and ready to go. Walking back towards the dugout. Swung on and missed, now full count, 3-2.
That was ball 4 right there.
Really is a nice backdrop.
You know people can't see it, right?
We've showed it to them before. There's ball 4.
Here, I'll show them. Right? Yeah, it is beautiful.
That's the backdrop right there. It's really nice. Thanks to Superintendent Steve Paramore and the team for hooking us up. Next year, folks, we'll have a camera right out in front of us so you can see the backdrop properly.
Every year we get a little bit better.
A little better. Farnsworth, 0 for 2 on the day, flew out to the right side and struck out his last AB. Runner in a 7-6 game with 2 outs. Mangus in there safely.
Love it. I love the aggressiveness. You know, you got a guy with some speed on first base. You got 2 outs. You know, worst that happens, it gets thrown out. Now you can score on a base hit.
Farnsworth taking the whole way, 0-1. Nice lead for Mangus at second.
Yeah, he can get more.
Whew, that was close. We've seen that one close today, called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Head coach Rick Goff, you hear him on the crowd mic imploring his guys. Oh, no. Headed off the right side. Oh, it lands in the batting cage. We saved $7. Still $28 donation, Gunder, on the day. What are you looking at on that phone? New watch? Get an Apple Watch. They're cool. What? Oh, okay.
I thought he said something
I did
else.
too. That's why I asked for a comebacker.
Like we're in trouble.
Good job by Range behind the dish to keep that one in front of him. Yeah, G-Shock. I thought it was Gunder's lisp with a different pronunciation.
I wasn't sure.
Oh, I thought I heard what I heard, but it wasn't.
Yep.
We're on this. We're tracking. I got your comebacker.
Climbing a ladder, and he's getting a little tired, I think.
Yeah, he's at 80 or 90 now.
He's at 90. He's at 90.
About the Tribe taking care of the Yankees.
How about them having the DFA Tristan McKenzie?
Sad, man.
Yeah, it really is.
When you lose it, you lose it.
Well, he needed to do Tommy John. Gonna be a tough play.
Sure is. We ran right into an out again.
We are very fortunate in a way.
Oh,
wow.
Word. We're coming right back.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
The team at Whitcomb and Hess have all of your needs covered. Plan, Grow, Thrive. Financial advisors and CPAs will help you grow your business and investments. And now it's time for the Whitcomb and Hess pregame show guest.
It is working. It was the operator that didn't had it programmed right. That's me. I'm Chris Mowry. He's Brandon Wells. We're in a 7-6 game in the top of the 6th inning, presented by Comfort Control. We're looking for a bratwurst to use this triple X. Triple noise.
Well, I got the one that's already open in there.
All right.
Just saying, this is yours to take home, courtesy of Troy Shea.
My wife will be thrilled when I bring another jar of juice home.
First baseman Keaton Fausel.
Merrill back on the mound.
Need a quick
look
inning.
at this, right on time,
Oh,
and it's
my
already
man.
loaded up.
Oh,
yeah.
my man.
Thanks, Greg.
Oh, my man. That was, wow.
That was right on cue.
Yeah, I'm going to eat, so might as well mute me.
That's fine. Keaton Fausel is 3 for 3 on the day. Scored a run. Really good athlete. I'll say that instead of just a baseball player. He's a good athlete here down in the Quaker district. DH Miser on deck, and Katarina, the shortstop, scheduled hitters here. That's a hit hard sharply to Farnsworth at third. Really good play and a nice strong arm to retire Fausel 5-3 for the first out of the inning. Matthew Miser steps in, sac fly. Farnsworth nicely in his left, found it in his glove, and threw a howitzer over there to Workman at first base. Matthew Miser, the DH, 1 for 2 on the day, a sac fly his last AB. It's 259 on the campaign coming into today. No changes for head coach Rick Goff's Ashland Arrows here in the top of the 6th. Everybody who started in their respective positions outside of the pitcher, Merrill has replaced Holt. Scarecrow still holding up the corner of the dugout. Assistant coach Dew Head coach Rick Goff managing the club here on a beautiful day in Ashland, Ohio. Cooled down a little bit. Started the contest 66 degrees. Slight wind. Still slight wind. Just a little bit of a breeze. 2-0 count on Miser.
You ever seen anybody eat faster than me, Chris?
No, you just wanted to talk. That's into the gap. That's down. That's a round tripper to second base. Franz comes up with that one. We'll have a stand-up double by Miser. That'll bring up Katarina.
Now Merrill rather went down and in, and again, against those righties as a lefty, you got to be careful coming down and in because they can just see that ball coming. Nice job there. You got to either bury that one a little farther down, a little farther in, or work away. If you miss in, that causes trouble, because guys they just see the ball a lot longer, and we're going left to right here. Oh, man, on second, a decent lead, one down. The ball's roped into center. Franz has a beat on it, and it's going to drop. He tried to deke him, and he comes up throwing to third for some reason. And no play there. That's a base hit. That ball should have been going into second base, but no damage. First and third, one down.
The right fielder, number 18, Caleb Crothers.
So Crothers comes up. 0 for 2, hit by pitch his last at bat. Infield going to have to come in, down 1.
Conceding second base here. So now we'll have second and third base. Katarina loafs into second. Miser at third base. A hit here. Oof. Might be tough to come back from.
Well, you got 6 outs still to deal with offensively.
Level at 10 hits apiece. Chop towards the Quaker dugout.
Nice two-seamer, a little ride in on the hand to the lefty.
Ride.
Good pitch right there on 1-0 to even the count.
We ride.
We ride.
7-6, the Quakers with a 1-run advantage over the Arrows. The difference a lot other than the score. 5 Arrow errors against 2 Quaker errors. Those errors have been big.
They're playing the top team in the OCC right now. Hanging with them, but 5 errors cost you several unearned runs.
Tell you what, this looks a little funny here. The third base, we might have a squeeze. No, yeah, we did. It from 1,000 miles away right there.
It's a safety squeeze, though. I mean, and he pulled back. It's 2-1, so good. And again, that's with Farnsworth that far up. You have the ability to do that and put that on because he's going to beat him back to the bag.
Bullet.
Well,
that's in. 1 run. 2 runs are in. Carruthers, big turn.
Miles had no chance at that.
That was a bullet.
I mean, he's
a hit.
So far up. They have him so far up. Yeah, you got no chance to field that ball.
That is a hit.
That's definitely a base hit.
I don't care what they put on the board. That's a hit.
Oh, that's a 2-run single. They marked it as a hit. But, he had no chance in that unless the ball was hit right into his glove, Chris. And I like that you got to play in there, but Miles has a great arm. Just a little too shallow on that one.
Quakers up 9-6.
They're going to run.
1 out.
It's house money now. You got 2 already. Tough
flared
play
into right. Hickey coming on, giving chase. Good job by Jeff Hickey to find that one in the bottom of his glove. Now 2 outs in the top of the 6 for the Arrows.
Center fielder number 14, Matt Steele.
Two outs now for the Arrows. Merrill still dealing for head coach Rick Goff. Max Steele at the plate, 3 for 3 on the day. He's a tough out.
Got him.
They got him. And nice job by Merrill. And they wanted to run yet again. But, hey, you're playing with house money. As you noted, Brandon, you got Max Steele then the top coming up.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay? No more. Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop.
The team at Whitcomb and Hess have all of your needs covered. Plan, grow, thrive. Financial advisors and CPAs will help you grow your business and investments. And now it's time for the Whitcomb and Hess pregame show guest.
Call to the Pin brought to you by Linway Restaurant. Thanks to Rob Stoops and staff down at Linway for joining us on Arrow Baseball this season. We really appreciate it. Couldn't do it without the support of our fine sponsors. Owen Courtney has thrown a gem today, and I say that because the fact of the matter is he got behind early and often, and he was down 4-0, but he kept competing, and he's in line to leave with a win.
Yeah, he did what he was supposed to do. I mean, the Arrows attacked him early, but then he settled in, and the Arrows couldn't tack on as many as they could have.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, here the Arrows down 3.
Scheduled hitters for Rick Goff, Bryant, Wolf, and Franz. Jake Bryant 1 for 2 on the day.
Got to find a way here. You got 6 outs. Got to keep the energy up on the bench. Got to keep everybody rocking and rolling here.
Oh, that got him. It's a leadoff base runner. HBP issued to Bryant.
Jake's got quite a few of those this year. He's got that elbow brace that helps him a little bit. And
here comes a pinch runner.
Wow.
Trent Summers going to run for Jake Bryant.
Returning for the Arrows, number 2, Trent Summers.
Tanner Wolf at the box, 0 for 1 on the day at a sac bunt. His first time up and grounded out to the shortstop. His last AB. Trent Summers at first base, getting some signs from head coach Rick Goff, down 9-6. 11 hits for the Quakers, 10 for the Arrows. 2 errors for the Quakers, but 5 for Ashland. Little cue ball
play
off to the shortstop. There's 1, and they'll take the lead runner, Summers, at second base on the fielder's choice, so the first out of the inning.
Now batting, number 31,
Michael Franz, who's done a lot of damage here. 2 for 2 on the day. Walked and scored his last AB. Head coach Weissel coming out to say,
well, he's
Summers
coming out to
didn't
say
slide.
that he had to slide, and when there's a play at the bag like that, generally you have to slide. But what you have to do as the middle infielder is you got to turn and make a throw, right? And so you're not going to get that call from the umpire because he didn't make a throw. So you're sort of abandoning the effort to give the double play. So the lesson there is to your second baseman, hey, next time,
Let
turn
him
and
eat
throw
it.
And
Let him eat it.
Guy will get out of the way next time.
Yep, I did that.
I
did that to the same kid in the same game twice.
Well, it's also, you're coming in sliding. I mean, that's the best play all around. You got to slide there. At
Break it
second
up.
base. That's exactly why.
Protect your guy at first.
A lot of movement on McBride. Well, that's outside corner. That's always a strike for.
It's on the chalk.
It's always
1.
a strike here. I think home plate umpire's done a good job today.
Yeah, Rob's done nice. Nice bender. Gets away from range, but not far enough where Wolf can advance. Franz hits out of the left side. Well outside. That'd be a high and tight 419 if it was a right-hander.
Yeah, a little 419 down on Main Street. Bob Seger song.
And that is a hit, and that one's going to be down right in front of the left fielder. Good job by Wolf hanging up there, 50-50. Not sure if it's going to be caught. Could easily retreat to first base if it was, and the Arrows have life with runners at first and second and one out.
Boy, Franz just continues to find a way to put the bat on the ball. He's so hard to strike out and get out. His hand-eye is so good. He makes contact with wherever the ball is all over the plate.
Yep. Jeff Hickey steps in, 0 for 2 on the day. A fielder's choice, his last AB. Played a really good right field as well. We could use him at the box here in a big way.
Oops.
That's exactly what it was. Check swinger. Grissinger on deck for the Arrows and be followed by Workman if it gets that far. 1 out, 0-1 count. Hickey's at the dish. Wolf at first. Franz at first. Wolf at second. Nice leads for both Arrows off the bags. Spinner pitch just high there from McBride.
Got to find a way to put this in play. No strikeouts here. Somewhere on the ground or line drive. Make a play out there.
Arrows have only struck out twice today. That's a big deal. Just missed. We've seen that called a strike than that location.
Just a smidge farther out on that one. Good count right here for Hickey. Catcher setting up away.
Bullet back up the middle. Second baseman gonna run into that one and not be able to turn two. Franz, what I would have liked to seen him do, it worked out. He was going to be out nonetheless. Stop and retreat and make that fielder go get you to protect your guy running to first base. But nonetheless, same outcome either way.
Well, now you have an opportunity still here with your 3-hitter up.
Boy, we could use a big spy here from Alex Grissinger to deliver a base hit and score Wolf from third base.
Take some deep breaths and visualize some positive things here, right?
McBride doing a nice job. Has some traffic on the bases, but 2 outs. Nobody crossed the plate yet. Grissinger looks at the first pitch, down and in, ball 1.
Tying run here at the plate.
Yeah, highly unlikely we're stealing. Chris way ahead now, 2-0.
Just not worth it. Not worth it at this point. You got your 3-hitter up. You got to make sure that he gets a chance to hit here.
Well, he's got the best count he can possibly see right now, 2-0. Hit to left side again.
Just in on the hands a little bit.
Yeah, and Long finds that in the bottom of his mitt to retire the Arrows. 9-6, New Philly.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust. Done right on time. With free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
It's time to stop! Time to stop, okay? No more! Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust. Done right on time. With free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Team at Whitcomb and Hess have all of your needs covered. Plan, grow, thrive. Financial advisors and CPAs will help you grow your business and investments. And now it's time for the Whitcomb and Hess pregame show.
9-6, New Philly. We head to the top of the 7th, presented by Comfort Control. 11 hits apiece, 2 errors for the New Philly, and 5 errors for the Ashland Arrows. On the mound, Noah Merrill going to do battle with the ever-dangerous and 3 for 3 today, Max Steele, the center fielder. And then we're back to the top of the lineup with McBride and Long. BW, to have a chance, we got to hold him right here.
Got to go right at him. I know he's got 3 hits and he's hit the ball well today, but now you're going lefty on lefty. It's a little different. You got to go right at him. You got to throw strikes and attack him on the first pitch. Beautiful day here for baseball at Archer Arrows Park. Bud Plank Field looking beautiful.
Grass has been cut. You've asked for the infield grass to be taken care of. It looks fabulous.
Only thing better would be turf. Anybody wants to donate $750,000?
No, that would do the whole thing.
I know. That's what I was saying.
You just start with the infield. We need to get rid of those Bud Plank hops then.
The hard part, Chris, if you did that, is that now you've got a shoe issue, right? Like about who's wearing what shoes.
No,
and
you have to wear plastic.
I know, but now you're out in the. I mean, it's just not ideal.
It's not. I mean, when Camden played, he had to get another pair of plastic.
Yeah.
Another,
3-0.
Another 90.
You got to find a way to battle back here, right? Like you're down 3-0 here. You got to groove one here.
Look, I think Steele's taking, and I think I need to throw me a get me over whatever.
Yep.
Make it 3-1. Live to fight another.
Throw a 4-seam
pitch.
fastball. Don't need any movement. There it was. A little down. The hard part is sometimes in that situation, guys then aim and try to aim it, and you still have to throw it hard. You can take just a smidge off, but there's an art to being able to take a smidge off and throw a 4-seam fastball on a 3-0 count, right? You know, I'd be bunting here to tack on another run.
I think Weisel's looking for one more. I would be doing a fake bunt steal here and hanging over the plate if I'm McBride.
Yeah, I mean, McBride's a good hitter. There's a nice curveball bender right there for a first pitch strike.
Well, my point is just to try and mix up the vantage point for Tanner Wolf by hanging over the plate there, pulling the bat back slow. We used to teach that pretty well, and, well, it's undefeated, frankly. And he's going, and a hit and run, foul ball down the third base side, so Steele had it stolen, but he's going to retreat to first now with McBride.
It was definitely a hit and run.
Yep,
Yeah, looking down
count.
at Coach Weisel, and he was not upset or anything at the swing. He had a good pitch to hit. We'll see if they put the runner in motion again here. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, I would. Absolutely.
He's going.
He's leaning.
Yeah, well, they held him. Cue ball, fouled off.
He was leaning back towards first
I
base.
thought he was trying to deke Merrill by leaning back towards first.
Can you explain to our viewers deke?
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of making them think you're doing something else, and all of a sudden, you know, you're kind of walking into that.
Decoy.
Yeah.
Deceptiveness. Deception. I'm out of D-E-C-E-P words. That's my laundry list. 3, Gunder. You got any more? D-E-C-P.
Decepticon.
Ooh, Transformer Man.
No, I was when I was a kid. And then I grew up and stopped watching that stuff.
You were a G.I. Joe guy because
I
you
was.
just dreamed like, I want to be tough like this.
I was.
Steel in motion. He ain't getting thrown out. But we do have a strikeout to McBride for the first out of the inning. And standing at second base, Max Steele. Carson Long now at the plate.
It's as good as a bunt.
Yep.
Got him over.
Same thing. Justin Geyser getting loose out there in the pen for the Arrows.
Merrill's at 33 pitches. You're thinking about.
Oh boy, here we go. Steele baiting him again.
The rest of the week, yeah, you're down 3 runs here. You need to go get the hitter.
Weissel wants him to get a good lead, and I bet he has the green light whenever he feels he's got the base stolen. Hit into left field. Mangus got a poor jump, but that one deep enough that Mangus has to take a couple steps. 2 outs now for the Quakers in their top half of the 7th.
Chris, let's take a look at the Arrows district because it's a little different this year.
Let's do it.
And, Ashland, Salina.
Shawnee
in there, 10
That's
teams.
not close. That's Lima.
And home seed will host in the sectionals until you get to the districts, and then it'll be at Tiffin University.
Salina?
I'm just telling you, those are the 10 teams that I saw today when I was checking it out.
We could go to the racetrack, Salina. Tony Stewart owns that racetrack.
Oh, my. You a NASCAR fan?
Used to be.
And then you realize that they only go left, right?
No, all their stars retired. It wasn't the same. I do like F1.
Now, that's cool. Well, the street, like when they do the...
Well, the Europeans. I mean, not this IRL kart.
Yeah,
Indian
they do it right over
racing
there
league
in the
stuff. Well,
socialist
you're
countries
talking,
do it right.
You're talking mega cash over there. 0-2 count, 2 outs. Dynamite drop in there when we were talking F1. How do you really feel? I think I know. Huge pitch here from Arrow and the Arrows. We got to keep that run at second base and not scoring. Blasted, left field. Mangus right at him in his glove. Arrows trail by 3 to tie it, 4 to walk it off.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust. Done right, on time. Free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, rooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
It's time to stop! Time to stop, okay? No more! Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
Team at Whitcomb and Hess have all of your needs covered. Plan, grow, thrive. Financial advisors, CPAs will help you grow your business and investments. And now it's time for the Whitcomb and Hess pregame show.
A.J. Workman to lead it off here for the Arrows in the bottom of the 7th. Good game today for Workman, the first baseman, 2 for 3, a triple and a single. Again, Ashland trails by 3.
Good job by A.J. taking there. And McBride's got a nice breaking ball. Just tried to overthrow it a little bit there. Nice 2-seamer in on the hands there.
Big
lot
hack.
of movement. Yeah. When that ball looks like it's going to be middle away and all of a sudden it dives in on your hands.
I think head coach Rick Goff had some words for...
You think he had the take until he got a strike?
Take till you get a strike to hit with 2 strikes.
With your cleanup hitter?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
You need runners. I mean, I get it. You need base runners.
How's that tee?
So good. Rubos. Great
Good job
2-strike
by hanging
curveball.
tight on that one. Have you run into the Coopers to let them know about the Yeti?
No, not yet.
I don't know. That's why I asked.
No.
No.
No, I have this one here, and I taped over the logo here because
Inappropriate.
well, no, they didn't sponsor anything, and it might have been inappropriate, but they didn't. They're not a sponsor, so It's just like when you see people tape over Aquafina or Dasani or something because they didn't pay money.
Well, they just ripped the label off then. Ooh, Tank walked. Leadoff base runner for the Arrows.
Think about running for him here, and I think they're gonna.
Noah Dennis going to get a pinch runner here, or be the pinch runner, excuse me, for A.J. Workman. Good job by Workman getting on base anyway. Doesn't matter how, just get on base. Noah Merrill due up, 2 for 3 on the day, a couple singles.
Find a way to get yourself on base here. Put it in play. Infield is deep. Man, you could lay one down here, down that left side. If you get it past the pitcher, you got a base hit.
Just want to get an out here. You got time called here. Pitching coach going to come out. Linway Restaurant. Not called to the pin. We're going to ride or die with McBride. But we're going to have a mound visit here with all the infielders and the catcher. Talk strategy. Translation. Guys, whatever happens, just get it out.
Yeah, I mean, you're not worried about the base runner at all. In fact, you're going to play behind him. You don't need to hold him on. You don't need to do any of that stuff. You just want to make sure you get an out here. Yeah. And that's why I said, if you're Dennis here, if you're Merrill, you got to think about how deep they are down that third base line. You just need to get yourself on base to get the tying run to the plate.
Yeah, I'm with you. If I'm at first base, Fausel, I'm playing behind.
Yeah, I think it's a waste.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to go ahead. I don't really care. We're going to throw it across the diamond and get it out. We got a 3-run cushion.
Yeah.
Our enemy is the outs, not the score.
Go ahead. Do whatever you want.
Yep. Cover more territory.
I get it. You're trying to keep the force in play at second. Sure. I understand it.
Little ground ball off to McBride. No, not McBride. He's been subbed out. He's now pitching, and there's a 4-3 retirement of Merrill. That'll bring up Mangus. Runner moves to second base.
Number 3, Nick Mangus.
Didn't get a substitution who that is at second base. My mistake. Looks like that is Bieber, excuse me. Bieber's now at second base.
Well, you need to get another base runner on. Bring the tying run to the plate. Nice pitch on the outside corner. A little extra juice on that one from McBride. He's thrown 25 pitches, 13 balls, 12 strikes. So I understand what Rick was trying to do.
Good spot in the order here for the Arrows. Mangus 2 for 2 on the day and drawing a walk. So he's seeing the ball really well today.
It's outside. Hey, Rob thought about it.
Yeah. Had me worried, too.
That was the right call.
Yeah.
You got to watch those in. That's a good job in there.
Great job by the Quakers. Look, nobody's paying attention to the base runner and second base. They're playing their positions. None of this in and out nonsense. They're just trying to cover as much infield territory as we can and get an out. This is at the point, and I'm sure the Quakers are doing it, saying that run means nothing. Off the Fausel at first base, spinner ball, and Fausel retires Mangus 3 unassisted. So the Arrows down to their last out.
Now batting for the Arrows, number 8, Miles Farnsworth.
Farnsworth 0 for 3 on the day. Wow, that is some. Listen to this, folks.
No, you can't. YouTube will cut us off.
Oh, I just killed it.
It's copyrighted music.
That was some salsa dance right there. Like Eva Longoria. Did you used to watch that show?
No.
Yes, you did.
No.
Whatever.
No, I hate drama.
It was a comedy. Desperate Housewives.
It was a dramedy.
Dramedy.
Yeah.
You watch it? You're not that old.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm
careful.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
1-1 on Farnsworth. Fouls that off the front end step. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Arrows down to their last strike.
I always need a handler or a keeper at all times. If I ever coach again, I got to have somebody down there that's keeping me in line. That's not true anymore, honestly.
No.
15 years ago it was.
Yeah, I know.
I was a crazy person then.
I might drop. That's going to be right in the mid of Katarina. And the Arrows going to fall to the Quakers 9-6. We'll be right back.
Your final score.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust. Done right on time. With free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathroom, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
Simonson Construction is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics, the most trusted and efficient construction company in the region. With a long history of doing things the right way from concept to completion, Simonson Construction solves all your construction needs for commercial and public projects. A truly local company providing award-winning comprehensive design-build services since 1974. For more information, scan the QR code or go to simonsonconstruction.com. Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
At Bill Harris Dealerships, where great prices meet an even better selection, we're driving home the best experience you've ever had. With Chevrolet, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, find the ride that defines you. And our huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks is why you should check Bill Harris first. 3 brands, 3 convenient locations, 1 unforgettable Bill Harris experience. Dive into great prices, explore a better selection, and enjoy the best buying experience with us today. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust. BillHarrisDealerships.com.
Bo Lacey Construction is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics. Experience you can trust done right on time. From siding to windows, decks, and bathrooms, Bo Lacey also is your go-to company for all your roofing needs. Whether it's your house or your business, we've got you covered. And don't forget to check out the new Hover 3D app so you can see what every exterior home project will look like when it's finished. Scan the QR code or visit BoLaceyConstruction.com for more. The team at Whitcomb & Hess have all of your needs covered. Plan, Grow, Thrive. Financial advisors and CPAs will help you grow your business and investments.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
Team at Whitcomb & Hess have all of your needs covered. Plan, Grow, Thrive. Financial advisors, CPAs will help you grow your business and investments. And now it's time for the Whitcomb & Hess pregame show.
Welcome back to Bud Playing Field at Arch Arrows Park. The Arrows fall to the Quakers 9-6. 11 hits for each team. You can see it on the screen there. 2 errors for New Philly and 5 for the Arrows. Quick thoughts, Brandon, before we get head coach Rick Goff here in the Janney postgame.
Tough loss. You got ahead early. You're up 4-0, and then we tacked on a few here and there, but we weren't able. We had a couple opportunities with guys on base that we just couldn't get in and keep tacking on to kind of put the hammer down, because as soon as you let New Philly back in the game and feel like they were there, that's what happened. They jumped on us in those middle innings. Tyler started to struggle to throw strikes consistently. And then, you had against good teams, your margin for error against really good teams like New Philly is always going to be it's going to be a thin margin, right? And I know Coach is here and joining us. And Coach, thanks for jumping on with us. Appreciate it. I know it's always tough after a loss, but New Philly's a good team. You guys got off to a great start, but then just couldn't quite keep it all together.
No, baseball's a pretty simple game. You throw it, you catch it, you hit it. And we seem to be having a problem catching it right now. We can't give up 5 errors in a league game and expect to win.
Right. I thought Tyler Holt got off to a great start and then had a little bit of trouble throwing strikes, but and Noah Merrill came in. Actually, I thought Noah had some good stuff today.
They put the ball in play against Tyler. I don't know how many strikeouts he had.
Tyler had
doing the math live on TV. Here you go.
5. I got it for 5.
5.
Maybe 6. I don't know where it happened there.
Yeah.
5 or 6.
But he didn't throw bad, and like I said, pitching tonight wasn't the reason we got beat.
What was the reason that you would say?
We've got to cut down on our mistakes. We had an error at second base. We had 2 in left field. Yeah. We had 1 at shortstop, and I believe we had 1 at third.
A couple throwing errors too.
Yeah. And you just can't give a team that many chances.
Not a good team. Yeah.
No,
that's for sure. Right.
Because they had runners on base.
Yeah.
And if we make plays, I don't know. I think we gave up 4 unearned runs maybe.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So, that's the difference in the ball game right there.
All right, Coach, moving on from today, let's look forward because, it's a tough game. They're high school kids, and everybody's playing their hardest. They're doing what they can. Tomorrow, what do you got going, and what's the key to sort of turn the corner? And you can tell even just by looking at guys out here that guys are a little down, right? So what's the message going to tomorrow when everybody gets on the bus?
When we had our little meeting, if you noticed, our meeting over there was pretty short. I didn't beat anybody up. Yeah. I told them it's pretty simple. We just got to do a better job of catching and throwing the ball. Miles Farnsworth will get the start tomorrow, and we'll move forward. Like you say, New Philly's a good team. Are they a great team? That's to be determined. I thought we battled tonight. I thought we, kind of went toe to toe with them for most of the game. So I think if we get good pitching and play some defense tomorrow, we're right there where we need to be.
That's head coach Rick Goff joining us in the Janney postgame show. BW, the Truax Printing player of the game. I'm going to answer it for you. It's Owen Courtney. He played really, really well on the mound, and he was good at the plate. I think for us, it's Michael Franz. For us, no question, he was dynamite. He was 3 for 3.
And in center field, made some great plays out there.
For sure. Today's winning pitcher is Owen Courtney as well. And, hey, sometimes you get beat. It's baseball, just like head coach Rick Goff said. And, you throw strikes, you hit the ball, you catch it, you throw it to first, you get it out. All these things happen. And, the good thing about baseball, unlike football, is, you don't have to wait a whole week and go
to play tomorrow.
Film the next day and get yelled at and all these things. You get to get a chance to go to school tomorrow, put your uniform on, and do it again. Hey, special thanks to Josh Packard for joining us as our Wickham and Hess game day guest. It was great having him, catching up with him as always. For Brandon Wells, Brandon Gunder, I'm Chris Mowry. Take us home, BW.
God bless, Godspeed, and go Arrows.